Bussin' with the Boys fans, good morning. This is episode 333. Whether you're tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, before you go anywhere else, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If you're new to the channel, again, make sure you are subscribed. Leave comments throughout the episode. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We have an awesome episode. Diego Pavia, quarterback of the Vanderbilt Commodores, joining us today. We also do have a very fun intro where we break down the Dad Combine, recap that entire thing, Father's Day weekend recap. TEU is coming next week. Be on the lookout for that vlog at TEU with all the boys coming in town. And speaking of vlogs, our Dad Combine vlog is out. Our Father's Day, the Dad Combine Father's Day collab with our dads, that is out right now. The St. Louis vlog might also be out if you're watching this right now. Taylor's first pitch, our experience with going to St. Louis, Anheuser-Busch, and launching Form Energy. Those vlogs are out. Our channel is awesome. We have a lot of content for you guys. And again, please consider subscribing to the boys. If you want to support us in other ways, we also have a website, BWTB, where all of our merch is. We had a great Father's Day weekend, but our dad merch is up. Our Bussin' with the Boy merch is up. So go to BWTB.com if you want to support the boys and wear our merchandise. Enjoy this show. We are happy you're here. Big hugs, tiny kisses. We love you forever.
All right, we're good.
Be like, bussin' with the boys, hanging with the fellas, betting on a game. No woman's gonna tell us what to do, and I've been over here just drinking beer and making that noise. Baby, I'm hanging with the fellas, bussin' with the boys.
Bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin' with the Boys, episode 333. Father's Day just happened. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there listening, all the soon-to-be dads that might have missed this. This might be your last time not being a dad for Father's Day. Well, guess what? Buckle up. 364 from now, you'll be celebrating that bad boy. And as always, Bussin' with the Boys is presented by America's number one sportsbook, FanDuel. The Gold Cup kicked off this past weekend, and FanDuel is America's number one place to bet on every match, every goal, every moment, because right now FanDuel is giving you profit boost all tournament long, whether it's same game parlay, a match winner, a goal scorer, or a cup future. FanDuel's got it all. FanDuel's helping out the boys. Back Team USA by giving all customers no sweat bet on their next match against Saudi Arabia this Thursday, June 19th. Saudi Arabia, they're just in the match now. They just got in there.
Paid their way in.
Paid their way. USA, 50 stars, 13 bars. Boys, these colors don't run. Just place a bet on the squad, and if it doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back. No sweat, no stress. Just your shot to score big. Download the app at fanduel.com/bussin. Grab your profit boost tokens, place your no sweat bet, and ride with Team USA. Happy Father's Day, boys. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Outstanding time. Couple of nice things. Our boy JP, he was up here on Father's Day, right? Yeah. On Father's Day, grinding it out, putting together the Dad Combine. Just 4 cameras, you, and a bunch of creativity in your brain putting that thing together. So that's out now. Dad Combine.
Yeah, go check it out. It looks sick.
Yeah, it was nice. I popped on the first 5 minutes. It was basically just my dad being late and Will talking about how me and my dad are the same. So I had to turn it off. My mental fortitude couldn't handle that piece, so I had to pop that bad boy off. Just a bad look for Dave to start.
I know.
Bad look for Dave.
Throughout the day, it seemed to be there was a lot of allegations out there. Maybe the Lewans didn't learn fully from last year, but
I hate how it's Lewans too. It's there's an S at the end of there implying that I'm a part of it. But yeah, dude, I mean, he shows up late. He goes to throw the baseball. That thing, he's put it in the dirt 24. I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe it is in my blood.
It's genetic.
Yeah, maybe it is genetic. And then, when he shows up, he wants to talk about, I'm a busy guy.
Yeah.
Like,
and
Dave,
then I heard him throw the excuse out there. He's like, traffic.
and I'm just like, Dave, come on, man.
He also
Last
said he
year-
did it on purpose too.
Yeah, he did.
Like
he,
a power
he
move.
was fashionably
Yeah.
late. And like, Dave, what are we doing? You're 62. It looks great though. Dave
Does
looks
look
great.
good.
He's
Great head of hair.
fantastic. Yeah.
Stacked up top,
That
The little straw legs
Yeah,
on
the
the
true,
bottom.
he had the true classic on. He was looking fit, dude. And then as soon as the dad combine ends, it's like 4 minutes has gone by. He's already in a sleeveless shirt. All right, bub. I'm gonna go grab this workout. I'll see
He
you later.
looked good in the sleeveless shirt. I know he's listening to this right now. And the
You
last thing I
know
wanna
he's
do is
listening. He's
juice him up,
smiling right
make
now
his
in his
head
truck.
bigger. But he had the tan going. He had the muscle shirt going on. He's a good-looking cat.
He's a good-looking
Yeah,
cat.
he flexed during the fashion walk. And he turned around back to. He knew where the camera was. Turned
Yeah.
around back to the camera, put him up, and dude has some biceps on him.
It was
Buddy,
so-
he's put together.
When
Yeah.
you guys were doing the intro, and I don't know if there's a camera where I was able to say this on camera, but when you guys were doing the intro, it was like, hey, we'll get started like once we just need the Lewans to do their intro, like when you guys are standing over there. I think I was talking to Coop, and I was like, I saw your dad talking at the start, and I looked over and I was like, I wonder who'll get more words in on this little camera intro. And legitimately, I don't know how many minutes were going by. There's like a few minutes that go by. I'm like, they're still over there just going.
We were. Garrett was like, that was like 7 minutes long.
Yeah.
And really, yes, it was just like a back and forth forever. It's crazy the older you get.
Just clip that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more you realize like, oh, I really am just like this guy.
Yeah.
And I watch him walk in and I see his smaller calves and I look down, I'm like, all right. I see his bigger upper body. I'm like, well, all right, we're similar that way. He comes in, just wants to talk about anything and everything for as long as possible. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, that's a lot like me too. He's late. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, you were asking like, hey, what are we doing? Like everyone's here. You were like, you got this. There's nothing you can do about it. You're your blood.
Yeah.
Like this is in you.
That is crazy. Like you can just show, like, at least try. I try. It's hard to break these family history, these family
Generational
generational curses. I'm out here fighting day in and day out.
I'll feel the same thing with my dad when he's around me. He was staying at the house, and I'm driving over. I like catch myself having kind of like the same kind of grunts, the same kind of
Yeah. You sit down, make a noise.
yeah.
I think the
yeah.
difference between, because your dad's more introverted. Your dad likes to sit, he likes to observe. And I truly believe, like, if it wasn't for this podcast, Will would be much closer to Bill
Yeah, I
than
agree with
he
that.
is now.
I agree with that.
Because, yeah, I could see myself calling you.
When he gets spacey, you know what I mean?
You'll be having full conversation with him, then he'll just stop and kind of walk off. And you're like, all right, I guess conversation's done.
I think it's over. Yeah, I'm guilty of that sometimes too, though, man.
But he's
Yeah.
so
Sometimes your
electric.
brain just like, you get the squirrel thing where you're like, oh shit, maybe I'll just,
Yeah.
oh shit, we were done. And you don't even realize you're doing it.
It's crazy because Taylor's dad, when he was confronted immediately on the gas line from last year, he goes, "Got the dub though, right?"
And I'm like, Dave. I looked at Dave. I talked to Dave like a day or two before, and I go, there's 0% chance you're going to win MVD. Can't be built the way you are, act the way you do it, and you're going to get that. He goes, yeah, but we can win the other things. So like Dave's his victories are all in these small things that truly has no prize to it. It's really just whose vibe's the best.
He's competitive.
Competitive man. He wants it.
A good, well-rounded group of dads.
Good.
Yeah,
Good group of
Fresh
dads.
blood.
Yeah.
a lot
It
of
was a
fresh
bummer
blood.
not having Garrett and Jack's dad there.
I know the two local dads.
I know. They just happened to be out of town.
Yeah.
But it is kind of on. Well, we planned this like a month in advance. And I feel like your dads are just great about having their next 3 months, their next quarters dialed in.
For sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Next 3 quarters.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But Sherm, Mitch, Jared's dad. I mean, we don't want to give away
Mr. Demon.
all the things. Like, you need to go watch the vlog, but
Jared,
the vibe.
Yeah, Mr. Demon hit about 83 dabs
Yeah.
throughout the day.
It just
Coops has a sleeper though.
Yeah,
He
Coop's dad's a
is,
sleeper.
man.
He's got the
JP's
confidence.
dad, bro.
Well, we know
Put
that, though.
together.
We
yeah.
know that.
There's a point where we're doing the Bud Light packing of the cooler, and I thought everybody just added an extra element every single time. There was something like when I went, I was like, we really thought of it all, and then somebody else was like, damn, that's a nice thing too. But when Jared and his dad, they started chanting, it doesn't matter if we win as long as we do it together.
And
I was
sung,
out.
Yeah.
I was
As long
out
as
on
we
that
do
one.
it together.
That's when I thought Mr. Beeman lost it. That's when I thought he lost the room.
What was it, like 44 beers in the cooler?
And I know there's a lot of discrepancy about like the timer starts when. Did Clump
He
say?
did say it.
He said the thing has to be off.
But like, yeah, he said it, but it wasn't in the initial rules that he was saying it. Will asked before he went,
Gotcha.
"Hey, what's this?" Clump says it. So
All right.
there's
Because I know you and I were talking before, and we're like,
Yeah, I was with
he didn't
you.
say it, so it's kind of like we can kind of
Heady
You got to
play.
find the rules. You got to find the gray in the rules. That's how you manipulate the situation
Yeah.
for the best possible outcome.
Last shout out that I will personally give on the dad combine. I just love Bill Compton so much and all of his antics. The fashion walk. He just beelines it, doesn't smile, doesn't do anything, just walks from start to finish, grabs a True Classic sign and rolls.
Just sticks with his fastball.
The
I even said,
fastball.
I said, hey, Dad, I'm going to match your energy. If you want to stop in the middle, you want to bust a move, you want to do something, like I'll match your energy and kind of go off you. And when he just took the cup and just he just walked, man.
He literally just walked
Yeah.
and didn't even care long enough to hold the sign. Just like put it by his feet.
Because he put the sign down.
Stood there, thought about doing the pose for a second, and
Yeah.
then like kind of gave like half-assed it.
Last year, he truly did the exact same thing, except all he did was say, "Hey, no cheap shots."
Yeah, I didn't know how Bill's performance would go with his newfound physique.
Yeah, dude.
I thought he was gonna stumble a little bit.
That was, and that day last year was the year that started kicking off his like, a couple weeks later is when his sobriety started, but there was that big conversation that we had, and it was that day,
Really?
because he crushed so many beers, and he was like, he was a little sauced, and we got on a conversation, and Mom got brought up, and just him kind of like how hard everything is and everything else, and we just kind of had like a very necessary like heart to heart that night.
Come to Jesus talk.
Yeah. One where it was like, hey, Dad, I'm just gonna say this because I don't want to lecture you. I hate feeling like I'm lecturing you, especially if I'm saying something and it's not what you're wanting to hear, or I'm not being helpful because I'm just trying to give you a solution. And I just want you to tell me, like, if you want to, you want to see Mom, you want to get to the other side, you want to do all that stuff, keep doing what you're doing because you're headed that way. And that's like,
It's a bar.
kind of like started from there, because it's kind of hard when it's very difficult. Like if you lose a parent or you lose a family member and you're trying to have conversations where you all have your different grieving processes. And again, I'm in Nashville, so I have like a different life that's going on. He has his life that's going on. My brothers have their lives that are going on. And everybody's kind of in these different parts of like the grieving process and how long it affects people and this, that, the other, and everything you're carrying all the time. And it's kind of hard to find like what that common ground is or what to say if I'm in a different headspace than he's in. And it's like tough. It's like, it's very like weighted, because you don't want to say anything that's going to like, because I'll sit there and I'll start thinking in my head, dude, this is the conversation every time. And not that I fault you for it. Like, I know it's hard and I know you're going through it, but it's this every time. And if this is what it's going to be, like, I need to know where your head's at, because what he was doing with his health, like, he's always drank. He's always been a massive drinker. And it's always been fun. Like anytime he comes down, oh, Billy C's in town, Bill Compton's in town. He puts he'll put the 30 rack outside to cool it up if it's in the winter. And there's always those like fun things to play on. I know he laughs at it and stuff, but it was just that one of those moments where you're, I'm kind of fed up, but also I want to know what he wants, because I don't want to sit there and seem like I'm coming off as like a parent to him if he's not going to, if he just wants to do the same thing.
It's an interesting perspective that you have compared to the rest of your family, because I'm sure it's difficult at times for you to put yourself in their shoes, because obviously you're going through your own grieving process. You have all these things going on, but you also have an ability to be in Nashville where there's not like, you're not turning a corner and seeing a street sign where you're having a memory pop in your head.
Yes.
All those things over and over again. So Bill, to go through what your family's gone through and to hit the bottle or whatever was going on is like a very normal thing for someone to do, especially when they're in the same town, in the same house, and all those things. And that's why Bill deserves a lot of credit to kind of stand 10 toes down after this conversation and be like, my son is right, which is a whole different dynamic, right? Like, you've been the kid, you've looked up to your dad, you have the conversations, you ask him for advice. And at some point those shifted. So now he's got to humble himself and look at his son who's telling him advice that is worth listening to, and put that away and be like, okay, I need to listen to this and face these demons. So when I go to that stop sign where that nostalgia is hitting me, instead of going to numb it, working through it.
Dude, 100%, because, and if any Deloge or Bonterre cops are listening to this, just go ahead and mute this part. But he would tell me like his daily routine, like he'd get home from work, he'd get a rack, and he would drive around all the memorable spots that he would have kind of growing up. You know what I mean? Or to take his mind away from it, he'd go like, he'd be sipping, probably not have more than two. His, BAC was probably below 0.08. But
Good insurance
then to take
policy.
his mind off of it, he would go to spots where he only knew good moments were from when he was growing up to kind of get his mind away. But that would be his daily routine.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm proud of where I grew up, of course, but you're in a spot where there's not a whole lot of ambition. So when he goes into cheap smokes or when he goes into a spot when he would get his beer or anything else, you see the worker behind the cash register. Like you get home he commutes an hour and a half each way or 2 hours each way. So he's in the car like 4 hours a day. Then when he's going around town and going to his local spots that he goes to, he's like seeing people behind the cash register that might not have a whole lot of ambition. And you're just surrounded by this stuff environment wise. And I'm like, it sucks because I can't be there. But who are you surrounding yourself with to like help get you out of this stuff? He doesn't. He'll work out on his own. He'll like do his own thing. He gets in these slumps. He's in the doctor's office all the time, getting prescribed some fucking new orange bottle all the time. And, you know, it's just a path that's like, again, it was like, hey, if you want to die, like keep doing what you're doing. And I hate having to talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get to where you both break down. He's breaking down. You feel for him. And, but that was a year ago. So when after this one, we're sitting down and, you know, we're having another conversation. And he brings up that this was a year. He read some book. I wish I had the book that I could share with everybody. But he read some book after that conversation. He fucking just quit cold turkey.
Yeah.
It's like some book that had a chapter of you're going to have your last drink tonight. You're going to have a last sip and you kind of put everything to bed because you're going a different direction. He read this book that really got in his head and just kind of motivated him to just get on top of shit. And he's like down over 70 pounds.
Yeah, he looks great.
Billy
He's put together.
Bezos.
Shout out Bill.
Yeah. Billy Bezos, man.
Billy Bezos. Yeah, man. It is it's the tragedy and all that stuff it's so interesting how there's like kind of two ways that people mostly go about it. It's like running from it or just immersing yourself in it and not being able to get out of the hole.
And it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool to like to spin it back to the dad combine that we got to do. It's like thinking that the dad combine brought a moment like that together. And then now we're in our second annual one. And you just see all these moments, like listen to Jared's dad speak at the end when he, you know, I won't ruin it, no spoilers, but when he's giving a speech.
Yeah.
And just to see the gratitude that he kind of has and just seeing everybody's dad around and we're all just like chopping it up. They might see each other once a year, but you see some carryover from last year, some building on momentum from last year, just the dads being around each other. The dad talk was at an all-time high. I walk by one, I hear Sherman's dad telling, you know, Coop's dad about mortgage, they were talking about a mortgage.
Yeah. 30-year
Kind of
fixed
hear
rate.
those fleeting conversations. You see Mitch's dad sitting. He's either getting some emails in, but he's got his sunglasses on the hat and he's got his reading glasses on, the arch of his nose, and he's going through emails. It's just cool to kind of look at.
Yeah.
And see all the Bussin boys with their dads.
It is nice, man. You just see every once in a while walking by, like one of the dads pat his son on the ass, or they're kind of like just giving a little bump and walking by. It's like, it's nice to see that connection.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, I mean, having kids ourselves, like you realize this is the most time you're gonna spend with your kids. And then when they turn 12 or 13, they're gonna be all about their friends, and then they're gonna be all about their careers, and then they're gonna get married. And all
those
that
graphs
stuff.
to where
that's exactly what I was just thinking of. Is just like
you see them
it goes
couple
away
times a year,
and so to have an excuse to, and I think you said it in the beginning of being like, yeah, we're working today, but we're also like, what an opportunity it is to see all our dads, and get to hang out
and just hang, dude,
just hang.
And just have the reason of, hey, we have to work, we have to make content, we have to get a vlog out.
Right.
But do it for that. And then at the end, like I'm listening to old Bill and Dave talk, and Dave's just telling him, like, hey, let me know the next time you're down. Like, come on down. Like Dave even said, like, we don't have to go out with the kids, but we can hang out.
That's awesome.
We can hang out. Yeah, we can hang out, just us. But I'm kind of chuckling.
I'm thinking to myself, ain't no way Bill calls.
Yeah. He's like,
There's
we don't
no
have to
one
be
Bill.
with the kids. I'm just thinking, like, I'm 35 years old. Why don't
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Bill after, and I was like, hey, this is good, but you know, Christmas, we got the gingerbread competition.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to text me this time. Bill, I get it. You want to point at Will about the direction, but like to think the gingerbread competition was after Christmas on a Saturday is crazy.
That was going to be Saturday after Christmas. Dad, when is it
Two years ago, Bill and I partnered up on the gingerbread houses, and we took like his whatever off-brand skull, whatever, and we're like putting it up. We put a little house in and stuff like that. It was awesome.
Because we've came to your guys' Christmas thing, like with families and stuff like that. This last one was like our third year in a row.
Yeah.
And this was the first one the old man couldn't get to.
I know. We'll get him this year.
You had
though.
the wrong date.
Yeah, they're on. I'm like,
Dude, like his
what
Christmas was on like a Wednesday or a Thursday this year.
Man,
And so we did it on like a Monday or something like that. And then I'm
It's
like,
always
hey,
like on
where's
this
Bill at?
22nd or 23rd. is
Yeah,
when we
it's
go
like
to your
right
house.
before Christmas. And then Bill thought it was like, let's say Christmas is on Thursday. Bill thought it was Saturday.
what did he say?
But
on
2
the
days
phone?
later, 48 hours later.
I'm just picturing that phone call being so funny.
Dude.
What the hell with the gingerbread?
We're just trying to figure out. I'm like, so when are you going to come down this year for Christmas? And he didn't come down this past year, but he was like, well, I thought it was on Saturday. And I'm like, Dad, why would it be on Saturday?
Why
Like,
would it be on the 27th,
yeah,
Bill?
yeah, Christmas is on Wednesday.
Yeah. That is just nuts, man.
Dude, his changes of tone in his
Well,
voice
hell.
too is so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're up this episode to bring you Dude Wipes. Are you fumbling the ball when it comes to getting a confident clean in the back of your end zone? Make the right play, call an audible, and switch from dry toilet paper to wet extra large Dude Wipes. Why? Very simple. Wetter just cleans better. Dude Wipes are wet and extra large, so they clear and never smear your rear. So when you got to go number 2, be sure to bring the number 1 product in clean, Dude Wipes, the goat of cleaning your keister, available on Amazon and at Walmart nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down. Also, BWTB.com. We can get some merch there too. Back to the episode. Dad Combine's out. Father's Day recap, dude. How was your Father's Day? What did you do?
Father's Day was good, man. We so Saturday night, Charles was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't.
Here he goes, JP.
If I could do less, if I could just do less, I'm good with it. Like we don't need to have anything planned out. I don't need to have anything special. Like just hang. But I was like, on Saturday, I'd love to get on the sticks and goon with the boys and get to sleep in a little bit on Sunday because we'll probably stay up late. So Saturday night, did my little gas station run after we got the kids down. Grabbed myself a Bay, no free shout outs to Bay, a Liquid Death, this new cherry flavor that they seem to have. No free shout out to Liquid Death, and an energy drink.
Form energy.
Roster.
Yeah, and an energy drink because I knew I was gonna need a little juice to stay up. Sherman and I get on at about 9:30. We play until about 3 in the morning.
No shit.
2:33 in the morning.
Just a good time, huh?
Just a good time.
Damn.
Good time. You know. Yeah, we had it was me, Sherm, Jared, and Jared's friend Samuel. So shout out Samuel.
Is Samuel the boy that's really good?
Yeah, he's solid. Samuel's good.
Yeah.
He's the best of us four.
No chicken dinners that night.
Obviously, that was going to be my next question. No chickies?
No chicken dinners. We got close a couple times, but we couldn't bring it home. But we were up till about, it was like 2:30 or 3, and we were still saying it'd be a shame if we played another one.
Yeah.
And I'm just giving like, fellas, I get to sleep in. I'm sleeping in. Slept till about 8:30. Rue's waking me up, and go out. They have me a nice little card. They got me a book for Father's Day, but the book is a children's book to where it's like one of those custom books you can make. Where in this book, Dad is a superhero, so I'm wearing a cape, the whole thing. But they make these little caricatures of like your kids. So like Rue and Scotty are in the book. So I forget what the book's called, but I'm the superhero. I'm saving the day, saying some corny jokes along the way in the book. They have their little caricatures on every page, and go Dad, go, said Rue. And I didn't think Dad could do this, said Scotty, stuff like that. So where you're reading and they're getting to see it from their perspective. And then Charles like, I got you one more gift, which this will kind of be my shout out, no free shout out. Every guy thinks about it, but they don't necessarily stay on top of it. Every guy wants a clean truck, and they remind themselves all the time that I got to get this thing clean. I got to take it to the car wash. Would love to get a detail. And only those 1%ers of men stay on top of it, like every few weeks. Cooper Comstock, he's in the shop. He's a graphic designer. He's one of them. Keeps his truck just looking pristine.
Man's man type shit.
A man's man. Gets his little cover. What's that called where they're blocking the windshield? A little sun shield that he has sitting there where his truck just sits at work every day. He puts a little sun shield on it. Takes care of his vehicle like a man should.
Yeah.
And I walk outside, and Char had a little mobile detailer come over, and they washed and detailed my truck. It looks just brand new, and it was awesome because last week I was talking to Coop, and we were talking to somebody. I think I was talking to his dad. I was like, dude, you raised a good young man. He really like takes care of his shit. He takes care of his truck the way a man should, and it's actually inspired me to want to I want to stay on top of cleaning my truck. I have a long way to go, but I want to attain where Coop's at.
Yeah.
And sure enough, now I'm sitting in there, and now it's all on me to keep it clean. But it looks gorgeous. So Charles got me that for my gift for Father's Day. We go to her parents' house for Father's Day. They have a little community pool, so we went swimming. We came back. I might have dozed off a little bit. I didn't get too long. I didn't get to take like a true nap that I would have liked to have taken from staying up till 3 in the morning.
Father's Day is never perfect.
Yeah, never perfect. But I wanted to, like, the one thing I wanted to do is I wanted to take Rue to buy her a dress for Father's Day and just have a little father-daughter time. And every spot we go to, it was closed on Sunday. So I take her to L&L Market. No free shout outs to L&L Market. She loves energy balls. We sit down. Yeah. We have some energy balls.
Maybe just stop saying the brand. Stop saying it.
Yeah.
Took her to a coffee shop.
Yeah. Took her to a coffee shop, got these energy balls that she loves, and we're kind of sitting there. Dad's having an acai bowl. She's having her energy balls. I'm trying to sit there and ask her about ballet camp and stuff, and I can just tell she's just in her pretend imagination world. She's kind of like walking around the coffee shop with her arms behind her back. I see her like whispering stuff. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm she's like, I'm the queen. I'm like, oh, you're the queen. She's like, I'm Elsa. I was like, oh, you're Elsa. Is this your castle? She's like, no, it's not a castle. It's pretend. I was like, oh, is it a pretend castle? And she's like, yeah, it's a pretend castle. So and she was like, do you want to be Anna? And I was like, I'll be Anna. So we just buy in. I'm Anna. She's Elsa. We have to talk about, hey, we have to go leave and pick up dinner for this Father's Day dinner that Char ordered. She didn't want to leave. And I'm like, so I'm telling her we have to navigate the seas all the way back home. The truck is the boat. The road is the water. And every car is either a shark or a dolphin. So we're just trying to navigate ourselves back home.
It's got to be hard to be Anna and Elsa with their parents dying at sea.
Yeah.
So
yes.
she's probably having a little PTSD thinking about all things that could happen.
We used just Scotty, Mama, and Waffle. We just had to save them. We had to locate them and we had to save them. So we're just battling the treacherous waters of the ocean to try and locate them and save the day. So we had a good little time going home, but it was a good Father's Day. Very good Father's Day.
Have you seen, I don't know if it's a conspiracy theory, but that
yes, dude.
Anna and Elsa,
Tarzan?
their parents are actually, yes. You've seen that?
Yes. I love it
and
too.
it kind of plays.
Yeah.
Because there's this world where all these Disney movies are low-key like put together. Like they're all kind of intertwined with one another. And that would be
Do you guys know
insane.
the conspiracy? All of you guys? So you know how Tarzan, his parents, they end up dying because they're shipwrecks. They have to build a little tree house. The jaguar comes and gets them and they die. Well, in Frozen, Anna and Elsa, their parents get lost at sea and they end up dying. So they're saying
allegedly.
Allegedly. So they're saying that Anna and Elsa's parents, they had Tarzan while they were out at sea, and Tarzan is the little brother of Anna and Elsa because both parents died in this moment of the sea, and dying at sea kind of bridges it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cloud movie would go nuts.
Yes, dude.
I could see the dad. I could see the dad in that photo right there. The mom, not so much.
Right.
Not so much.
And them having like muskets and stuff, they say like the timeline doesn't match up, but it's a fun theory to play into.
It's a fun theory.
It's a fun theory to play
Yeah,
into.
you want it. They would be awesome.
Fake world.
The fake worlds.
It would be awesome to see every Disney movie somehow intertwined. And like somebody comes out in 25, 30 years, like opens a vault.
Yeah.
And it's like a handwritten letter by Walt Disney himself. Be like, they all have to connect. That would be all fucking time.
How was your Father's Day? I know you had to go. You had to go wed a beautiful couple.
Yes, dude. I officiated a wedding this weekend on Saturday. So shout out to the Tigninis, Madeline and Tanner.
Shout out the boy
Tignini.
Tanner.
It was awesome, dude. I mean, who gets married in June in Arizona? Psychopaths.
Yeah.
Psychopaths who are trying to save a couple bucks. I respect the shit out of the saving part. But buddy, I got off the plane Friday afternoon and I thought, I can't believe I grew up in this. This is insane. I don't remember the last time I was there in June, but we get there Friday. We go to the Buffalo Chip, which is like, no free shout outs.
No free shout outs.
Buffalo Chip.
No free shout outs to the Buffalo
Up in
Chip.
Cave Creek. We see a little bull riding. People are hanging out, having a good time. I talked to Tanner before. And I'm like, hey, can the kids come to the wedding? And he's like, hey, listen, there's only 64 people or 68 people. We're so full. I know it's a pain in the ass, but if you could just, you and Taylor can come, that'd be great. All right, fine. I'll start figuring that out. They move to Boulder, which is in like Carefree, which is right next to Cave Creek. And he calls me and says, hey, we got 75 people now. If the kids want to come, it's like 3 days before. So I'm like, all right, hey, it's already hay's in the barn.
We've already planned.
Hay's in the barn. Plans already happened. So I wasn't able to take the kids, but we go there, go to the Chip. Saturday, during weddings, usually you see the bride and groom like very minimally. Like you get 5-6 minutes with them. Hey, it was great to see you. Congratulations. Amazing. I hope you guys last forever. And you kind of move on. For whatever reason, I was with Madeline and Tanner like the entire time. It was awesome. And the whole time, Tanner's like, I'm just, not, he's playing it down. He's like, this is I'm not nervous, whatever. And so we go to the wedding. The ceremony is about to take place. This lady's on the violin giving it hell. She's doing a phenomenal job. And I see Madeline hit the corner. She looks beautiful. And then all of a sudden I see Tanner's head go down and he starts weeping. I see Madeline see Tanner weeping. Now she's weeping. I'm close with both of these two. And I feel myself as the officiant getting water in my eyes. And I'm thinking to myself, could you imagine crying and being the officiant of a wedding? And like making
just
it
crying longer than them too. Like you can't get started
and I'm like
because
sitting there,
you're
we're
weeping.
here, we're gathered here today. I'm just like, give me a minute, guys. And I'm like watching her walk down. I'm like, this is beautiful. Like I've been a part of their relationship, so I'm like, I'm very invested in this couple as I'm like about to officiate. And I'm thinking to myself, I need to I'm talking to myself in my mind, like, lock it up because you're about to make a fool out of yourself. They get there, they hold hands, they start crying. I'm thinking to myself, how long do I wait before I start? I'm letting them do the thing. Part of me wants to embrace them, but it's like, hey, we got to step back. Let them, like, this is their moment together.
Just hug them both.
Yeah. It's like,
Start
here goes Taylor
start
again.
waving to the crowd.
Yeah. But it was awesome. The thing went great. Everybody was awesome. Madeline has 2 kids, Jack and Scotland. Those kids are outstanding. They've seen I get there, they want to play with me. They're on my shoulders the whole time. I'm like pseudo nannying for them as they're like doing their photos. They're talking to me about Battle Camp, how they watch the show and they love it. They call it Taylor's Show. They're all about it. And so that was really fun. But the next day, Sunday, Father's Day, I don't get home till like 3-4 o'clock. I get home, the kids are fired up. They were giving big hugs. They make this little banner for me that has like all these photos from when they were little, and they wrote notes, like Wynn handwritten her own notes. Lindsay, our nanny, she wrote for Willow, but it's like, I love when my dad plays with me. I love when my dad does this. And it was awesome. And then we went and saw the new How to Train Your Dragon movie.
I saw that,
The
bro.
new
We
live
were
action.
fired up to try and go see that.
Yeah.
How was it?
So it was me, Taylor, the girls, Carmen came. Taylor's friend Carmen. Yeah, shout out Carmen. And
No
then
free
no free
shout-outs.
shouts, Carmen. And then this our neighbors who we've become really close with, they come to the movie as well. So we got ourselves a nice little row. And the first 10 to 15 minutes of this movie, boys, I'm telling you, tough acting.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to watch for a second. Hiccup does a great job, but everybody's kind of like, I feel like everyone's like finding themselves. And even the
Hiccup's
extras in the
doing well.
back. Like the movie starts the same way the cartoon starts, like dragons, and then the dragons are attacking the land, and you just see like these extras in the background kind of just like pretending to hit things, and it's like very obviously bad at first. But once this toothless guy gets involved, the movie takes a crazy good turn. It is a great movie. You guys need to go check it out. Kind of scary. Kind of got scary at the end. Girls took it on the chin though. Took it on the chin.
Do they add like are they adding different elements, or is it pretty much just a pure remake
there's
of the
more
first one?
like in depth, like the development of Hiccup and what's the girl's name?
His love interest.
Yeah. There's a kiss. There's a lot of giggling going on during that kiss too. A lot of giggling taking place. Astrid.
Hey, keep it down.
There's a lot more development there. There's a lot more in depth about like when if you don't know the first one, Hiccup and his little crew that end up becoming his crew that don't treat him very well, they start like dragon fighting training, and then the rest of the Vikings go to find this nest. There's a little more in depth about the nest and the search for the nest than there is in the actual like cartoon, but overall, dude, 4.5. Great movie.
I'm
Great
excited.
movie.
How to Train Your Dragon is incredible.
It is awesome. And you've seen all 3 now?
Yes. Is there 3?
There's 3. The 3 and they rounded out great. The trilogy is fantastic.
Show me the third one.
The third one had the Light Fury.
The white one.
The white one.
With the mom?
Oh, you don't know. That's the second one. That's the second one.
Have you
That's
seen
the third one?
Have either of you seen the new Lilo?
Yeah,
and Stitch?
yeah, okay. Yes, I've seen this one.
You've seen that?
Yes.
What happens?
That's his love interest, the white one.
Yeah.
They're all running together right now, but I have seen that one to where
Yeah.
to where they leave there, they go be their own thing, and then Hiccup they end up having their little pups of their own.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
at
meet
the
up
end.
on the sea.
Hey,
dude.
dog, when he lands on the boat, he like
Yeah,
doesn't
bro.
recognize him at first. Great movie. Great movie. Who is the
Yeah, it's
guy
a
that
good series.
wrote and directed that movie? Wrote and directed that movie? There's a reason why I'm asking. There's a reason why. Let's get to it.
Oh, Dean. Is it Dean?
No. Who does the voice of Hiccup? Because
Those are the directors.
This is the end.
Oh, it's Jay something.
yeah,
Yes.
Canadian guy.
Canadian guy.
No, he's like the main character.
But I think he was a big in like the production.
Jay Baruchel.
Yeah, I'm gonna
This
fuck
is
up
the
that Jay
end.
Baruchel.
It's a good movie.
Jay
Good
Baruchel.
comedy.
Good comedy. Jay also was one of the leads in Goon
And wrote and directed that.
and wrote and directed Goon. So it all comes back to Goon, boys. Without
Circle
Goon, there
first.
is no How to Train Your Dragon.
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. That's one of our boys, dude. Yeah, but so awesome Father's Day. Fantastic. It
I
was
love
good. It was a nice little time. Kids were
Hey,
awesome.
Charo, when we were driving to her parents' house, like, we're playing different songs on Spotify. No free shout outs to Spotify. But dude, the Post Malone's Yours
Uh-huh.
is
The country
just,
song.
yeah, it's just so fucking good. I'm sitting there, I look over, I'm like, hey, are you trying to make us, you want me to cry on this drive? Because I'm close, but
Right.
it's that song right there. I am obsessed with that song. You guys listen to that song? Oh,
I
buddy.
don't think I've listened to that song on purpose. Because I know like
Yeah, it's one of those where I'll recommend. It's like, hey, if you want to have a good cry and think about your daughter,
Right.
like listen to Yours from Post Malone.
the Don't Take the Girl and There Goes My Life are two songs that I've actually like I protest now. I won't if they come on in the car, I'll switch, I'll change the channel. If everybody's like, let's listen to this song, I'm like, pull the car over.
Hey, lean in and feel.
No, there's times for that. But buddy, as I get older, I just cry about everything.
Yeah,
Like I'm watching How to Train Your Dragon and I'm hearing they're kissing and Wynn's giggling about a kiss. And I'm like getting emotional about that's where she's in her life now.
yeah.
So I'm like sitting here watching a movie, a kid's movie with tears in my eyes. And so I'm like, I'm solid. Like, right, like those two songs, see ya. We're good. All right. No thanks. There's a level of lean in I'm willing to give right now, but I just can't. I have to like live my life also. I have to operate.
You need to lean into Yours by Post Malone.
I don't know
I
if
need you to
can.
listen to it.
I might. I'll listen to it on a flight and just be crying
Yeah,
in
that's
the
a
exit
great
row
one.
of Southwest. No free shouts to Southwest.
Yeah, no free shot.
Yeah, looking out the window. It looks like it's raining out there.
We interrupt this episode to bring you Cash App. Have you accidentally sent money to the wrong person and had no way to get it reimbursed? Cash App has your back. If you're about to send money to a sketchy account, a scam warning pops up. I love using Cash App because it's fast, it's safe, and it just makes life way less stressful. And for a limited time only, new Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. There is absolutely zero catch. Just download the Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code BUSSIN, BUSSIN, in your profile and send $5 to a friend within 14 days and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Download the Cash App. Back to the episode.
Can we talk about something?
USA beating
We could
Trinidad?
talk about that if you want. Shout out USA. And also shout out the Florida Panthers, hopefully sealing up Game 6 and keeping the Stanley Cup within the borders.
Having
of this
zero
country.
skin in the game, I'm kind of, I've been like from afar hoping that the Oilers win.
Why?
Just because Witt played on the Oilers.
Yeah,
Witt
love
loves the
Witt.
Oilers.
Love Witt. Love that. Have you been to Edmonton?
No.
Not a lot of people have. I'll say this. I just want to keep it in the stateside. Let's just keep it stateside. I know it's all encompassing under the umbrella of NHL. Let's keep it stateside. We need it after the Four Nations.
Right,
right,
when's
we
the last
need
time
it.
a Canadian team won?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
I just think for business, it could be good if a Canadian team wins.
That's where you go to the umbrella thing. Like, it's great if, I think the Panthers won last year, right?
Yeah.
Two-peat. Now we're talking about dynasty mode.
Same matchup from last year.
Oh, really? So even better. Even better.
Oh wow,
Give me the Panthers.
it's a repeat.
On the same team. That's tough.
Yeah. Who's that? Who's the guy that does not get along with Biz? Machar?
Oh, the dude who always
Mar-
like
Mar-
the dude who always calls in.
Yeah, I know it's a bit, but it's
Marchand.
Brad Marchand.
That's always funny. Their back
Yeah.
and forth is always funny.
And the boy, he played on Pittsburgh, correct? For all his entire career. Bruins, thank you, for his entire career, like a staple in that franchise, and gets traded. He does his press conference when he gets the Florida Panthers, like essentially in tears. Like he's really upset that he went from the Bruins down to the Panthers, and now he has an opportunity to win a Stanley Cup.
Mm,
So that's
a
even
good
that's
story.
beautiful as well.
Last night or the last game.
Last
you
game,
had 2
2
goals.
goals.
Yeah, the last time the Stanley Cup was won by a Canadian team was June 9th, 1993. So to all my family members up there in Canada, my wife's family members, looks like
Dude,
we
it's-
still got something. But the thing I wanted
It's
to bring
nuts to know that that was 37 years ago.
it's
Like
disgusting.
1993 when, we're just
And that's
little
also-
goons. We're
that
little
is-
goons in the early
yeah,
2000s. You're
that's-
thinking 1993 wasn't too
That's
long
the
ago.
incorrect math.
Was not even born.
Yeah. I was 2 and I'm 33.
I was born in '93 and I'm 32 years old.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
What was that, 33?
Yeah, you were very
32
close.
years ago.
Yeah,
33.
you were 4 years.
It's the 3 and the 5, the 2 that I was
Yeah.
making the wrong
Sometimes
way.
you carry the one
Yeah,
the
yeah,
wrong
yeah.
way. Things can get messed up in a lot of ways.
yeah.
We're
33
officially
years
closer
ago.
to 2050 than we are 2000.
I saw that, dude. As of June 1st. As of June 1st.
I thought it was July 2nd.
No, dude, because June is the 6th month.
What up, Jamie?
Yeah.
It's the 6th month. So we are closer.
pulled it
Every
up
day
for
we're
us.
closer to 2050 than we are
2000.
to 2000. And that is disgusting. We're all going to die soon. We're going to blink, boys.
Jack's about to have a breakdown over that.
Literally, in my calendar on July 2nd, I have we're closer to 2050 than 2000.
All day.
Pull it up, Jamie.
All day.
Yeah, no, it's
Which
here.
day is it?
Oh,
Everyone's
Oh.
wrong.
no, we're right.
Jack is correct.
No, Jack is
Wait,
incorrect.
Jack is wrong in the
Jack is
24.
wrong. Yeah. You got fucked up by the years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
see
did
that-
too. I got fucked up by the years too. Time since January 1st, 2000 is 25 years, 5.5 months. Time
Yeah,
until
I mean,
January
just a
1st,
tweet I
2050,
saw.
24 years, 6.5 months. So, yeah, we're past it.
Type shit.
Type shit.
2050.
We're all going to be old.
Calendar event.
We're all going to die soon. That's sad. But,
I know everybody's sitting in their car or at home right now just thinking, what the fuck?
yeah,
Thank God I listen to Bussin' With The Boys.
thank God. Thank God for
God.
conversations like this, so I'm now more aware of my timeline. We know
Leave a comment and say that timeline is crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Just a mind blown emoji. Put that out there.
This reminds me the Bilu and the Zeus guy. They were talking about how dumb the early philosophers were. They were just first. They weren't actually smart. And they pulled up Isaac Newton's laws of motion. And they're like, look at this shit, man. This dumbass. Of object in motion. What's it say, Bilu? Stays in motion. Yeah, no, duh. Then they start coming up with their own, and it is funny.
That is funny.
The halfway point between the years 2000 and 2050 is the year 225. More specifically, it's the date July 2nd, 2025, according to a Facebook post.
Jack, let it go, man.
Yeah, man. Move on, Jack.
No, I won't. My day's ruined.
Jack's like tapping JP on the shoulder. Check this out. I think they're still fucking wrong.
just in the corner of the bus.
Yeah.
Hey, this is.
I'm
this
not
can't be
accepting
right.
what we're saying.
Not to ruin more people's days, but should we, as a community, be worried about Nebraska football right now?
Let's ask
I
Nebraska.
love Matt Rhule.
Don't do it.
I love Matt Rhule to death.
Elaborate.
There's just been a couple things that's been online. Matt Rhule jumping off a John Deere tractor, stunting a little bit. He's stunting a little
That's
bit.
USA in a photo right there.
Mouth a little too wide open right there. Like
Have fun.
He took that photo. He went and saw the photo on the guy's camera. And goes, "Let me get one more." That's a really great photo. Then he's on all fours with a recruit trying to get a cone off his back.
He won the drill, right?
He won the drill,
Went 1-1.
so that kid lost his scholarship. But
He's having fun with the recruit.
like, hey,
He's showing that, hey, he can get busy. He can
Hey,
get down
Rhule,
on the turf if he
we
needs
gotta
to.
we gotta focus on ball. You got the Bussin Bowl's coming up September 20th. You gotta stay in your playbook. What did Cam Ward say? Hey, what are you gonna do this offseason? Throw the fucking ball. Stay in my playbook and throw the fucking ball.
Cam Ward ain't got a
Out of the
recruit.
ball.
Throw the fuck out of the ball.
Who's counting?
Got that one right though, Jack, huh?
I'm still.
Ty's
on
got that
this.
pick right.
I'm
I know
I'm
you
gonna
are.
let
I
it
know you
go,
are.
but
let's focus on the show, right?
You're right,
There's
you're
people
right.
that listen.
the show's the show.
Show is the show. But I mean, what are we doing here, man?
It's recruiting season, man. You got to recruit. I think he was flipping burgers in a Bussin' tee.
Was
Shout out
he?
Coach Rhule for rocking the Bussin' tee.
No
at the
free
College
shout-outs?
World Series. He's flipping burgers and saying that they're in like the final stretch. I want to say there's like 6 or 9 days left.
Yeah.
So
I
he's,
everyone takes a little
yeah,
vacation?
he's in recruit mode right
also
now.
saw you guys. I didn't realize this until the other day. Y'all have the number 2, I think, quarterback committed to Nebraska.
Yeah, I think that was the
Dual-threat guy.
I think that was the kid who put on the Illinois hat and threw it.
Oh,
And he had
really?
to write up an apology.
Why do you write up a
No,
apology
this
for
is.
that?
I think this guy's younger. Maybe.
Okay.
Because he also did just tweet, shout out to the Gamecocks for the offer. So that's why I saw
I was gonna
it.
say, okay, that's
And I
he was
went to
coming
his-
in, huh?
I went to his page. I was like, let me see about this guy. And it said he's a Nebraska commit, but he just tweeted about the Gamecocks. So I was like, let me.
Number 2 quarterback in the country.
Yeah.
Country
so
or
that's
state?
solid. Country.
The rain could be starting.
Would
this
be a
year.
huge grab.
Would be a massive grab.
Yeah.
Would be a massive. But
Yeah, listen,
we need the head coach to focus,
We might
though.
have the number 2 quarterback in the country with whatever class he's in, but we all know ain't nothing finalized until you're at the school.
And even then, it's not
Rail
finalized.
even then it's not finalized because Rail was a perfect example. He goes to, I think he commits to, was it Ohio State, then Georgia. And remember, I was like, it's never over till it's over.
Right. Because I knew when we were in Georgia for the Georgia-South Carolina game, you were saying something about that kid that you knew. I felt like you knew something. Like you were part of that Illuminati that understood what was going on in high school.
I was in
high school
conversations. I wasn't like privy to like it's still open, but I'm just thinking the way these recruits and these kids are moving now, you truly don't
No
know.
loyalty nowadays.
Yeah, you don't know until they
Yeah.
actually get to campus.
Like I remember in the offseason.
Yeah, look at old boy
when,
Coach Rhule rocking the bussin'.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire. When the offseason started, the college football offseason, and Raiola puts up this tweet about like I'm staying here. That's when it really set into me. I was like, oh, people can just fucking leave, can't they?
Yeah.
Like you think, oh, this Raiola kid, he's going to be here for the next 3 to 4 years and just bring Nebraska back.
Portal's
but he can
different.
just go.
Yeah. Portal money's a different game.
Yeah, which our guest today, you will find out a lot about that portal talk.
Yeah.
You will find out a lot about that.
DP.
I know we hate it, but something that I would love to see personally is a quarterback go to 4 different schools in 4 years and win 4 national championships.
That would be elite.
That would be
That would be-
iconic.
That would be
crazy.
elite.
This is like Cam Newton's like he's the type of talent that could have done it.
Right.
You got to have somebody like that.
Got to have a Cam out there.
He could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we could do
according
it.
to everybody, Bryce Underwood. That scares me a little bit, man.
I saw something come out on Bryce Underwood that he's a little overweight.
What, they saw the busing photo?
No, it wasn't. It made me think about it because I'm thinking, I'm in line with all that stuff. I think he looks phenomenal. They're saying that there's some separation on what the expectation is and how he hasn't really been meeting him in the either on the scale or whatever it is. How he's put on some more weight.
At freshman 15.
I'll be honest. I looked at it.
Oh, AI says no, Bryce Underwood is not overweight.
Thank you. Yeah, AI overview.
Shout out AI Overview. No free shout outs to AI Overview.
I read it. The tweet I saw, I read it as somebody's just
It's
trying
already-
to create something that's
Yeah.
fake. That they
Yeah.
could have heard one simple.
It was one of Ohio
conversation.
Tate's burner accounts. He decided to get that out
Yeah,
there and
one
just let that
simple
rip a little
conversation.
bit. Yeah. So listen, this Bryce Underwood cat, the way his dad talks, the way you see him work. I've already said this
I'll hit
a
up
couple
the
of times,
interns we had.
but the way people are talking about this kid right now, I get nervous because the expectation is so high. It's like almost an impossible marker to meet, which I love. If knowing this kid for the small sample size I do, and his dad talking the way he does, sounds like that's what he wants. He wants the bar to be set incredibly high for him. I just, as a person who's gone through a national championship season, a 15-0 national championship season as a fan, and then gone through what I went through last year, my heart's in a weird place. All right, the foundation is in a weird place right now, right? I know like 2 things are true. 3 things. Death, taxes, and beating Ohio State. Like I know those things are going to happen, so I feel good about that. But like the rest of the season, it's, I was on my flight back, Oklahoma guy, wearing an Oklahoma hat. Was he behind me in our seating count? Yeah. Was that maybe a little forecast? Maybe. But I saw him and we talked about it a little bit. He's a little nervous, but they got to go into Oklahoma and they got to play that. Then they got to turn around in 2 weeks and go play y'all. And that means more to me than anything right now.
Yeah, it's just going to be a fucking awesome year.
That's going to be
Elite
awesome.
quarterback play everywhere. It's going to change everything.
Excited to watch you guys. Obviously, I'm obsessed with Nebraska. Excited to watch the Gamecocks. Excited to see how Tennessee is this year, Jack.
Yeah. Tennessee's a big question mark too.
Big question mark.
And the way our
Probably
guest
Natty
was
bound.
talking, I mean, you were actually off the bus. You were getting him a nice gift when he started talking about Tennessee.
What'd he say?
You'll have to watch the show.
Nah. I was there from everything I need to hear.
Yeah.
I think. I'll watch it, maybe.
And then, Sherm, what of the 56 teams are you going for this year? Draw a line in the sand. Pick one.
So for
What can we
opponent-
expect from you this year?
Yeah. What do we expect from Sherman Young?
Yeah, so alma mater on the head. So obviously Baylor, there we go. But as far as bonus teams, I am very open. I'm looking to add maybe 10 to 12 new squads to the list. West Virginia's looking great. Excited to see what BYU does. A lot of people kind of sleeping on BYU, but they do bring back Retzlaff, the Jewish quarterback that was killing it last year. So we'll see. We'll dabble.
Jewish
I'm
kid. at
So
my
you're
school.
essentially a fan of just the Big 12.
Oh, now that I think about it.
That's okay. I'm just asking. You're
Yeah.
bringing
And
up Big
also,
12.
if you're a fan of the Big 12, we're not even mentioning ASU. Big 12 champs.
Oh, yeah.
Kenny Dillingham.
Big fan of ASU. I really like K-State. Kansas could turn it around. They did fire that OC, JP. Yeah, a lot of promise coming out of the Big 12. I feel good. But in sincerity, I do feel very good about Baylor. They open up the season against Auburn in Waco, Friday game, night game, and we're doing a blackout to open up the season. You love to see it, dude.
That'd be
You
a fun
love
game to
to
go
see
to.
it.
That'd be a fun game to go to.
Yeah.
In Waco.
In Waco. All those Baptists, they get going crazy.
Doing a blackout, huh?
Well, blackout.
Yeah.
Blackout for the Bears.
Set the tone.
It will. Yeah, and Auburn's a kind of a dark horse team, I would say. A lot of people are saying this is Hugh Freeze has been able to get the recruits that he wants. He's got a great transfer quarterback in. Like, it could be a really fun matchup of like a dark horse Big 12 team and a dark horse SEC team to kind of see how those seasons pan out. So I'm excited.
College football can't get here fast enough, man. I can't get
On
here
the
fast
college football wave, Josh Pate had a response for the boys on his show last week. We got to get the push-up hold in.
Yeah.
Do we like what he's selling? Do we like what he's pitching?
I'm gonna fuck it up.
So for everybody out there that doesn't know what's going on, the Back of the Bus boys,
I'm going to pee while you guys talk about this.
you guys sent him a tweet saying you'd love to have him on? Or what did the tweet say? Was it?
He responded to, I believe, maybe a post from you. You guys had an interaction. And then I commented from the Back of the Bus Twitter, which go follow us, BOTB Pod 69, greatest handle ever. And I said, come on Back of the Bus, not Bussin' With The Boys. And then he screenshotted that the Bussin' official Twitter account follows him. Back of the Bus Pod did not. And he says he believes in loyalty. And so that there was a mistake on our end for sure. But also, you got to just like move with the punches because that gained us a lot of traction on Twitter. We got a lot of engagement from it.
We're at 700 followers.
Yeah, so
Type shit.
So he also said that if we make this specific graphic tee that we made for Josh Pate that says if you don't follow, you're fired, he's going to consider coming on. So, yeah, we're inching towards potentially having Josh Pate on, but I think, yeah, the Back of the Bus needs to...
He said he want for the Back of the Bus to make it right. He'd love to see a push-up hold competition. The guy who wins is excluded. And then the rest of the guys who lose, Taylor and I get to select one guy, and that will be his personal assistant for any time he comes in the shop. Because there are some rumblings out there. Josh Payton Bussin' With The Boys doing a couple things together, which would be electric because he's the best. Yeah, he's the commissioner. He's the people's commissioner, future commissioner of college football, and one of the best personalities. If not, I think he's the best personality for college football out there. But yeah. So how are you guys feeling about the push-up hold?
I guess I spoke out of turn when I put my response out, nor did I watch the full video. But for those that know me and follow me, they know I will die for Josh Pate. So anything he says, I'm going to agree with, even if I don't hear the full thing. Then we got into the group chat, and it seems like maybe they were thinking we should negotiate a little bit more. So I put my vote in that I will do what he says, but I don't speak for the whole team. I should have spoken with the team first. And then since then, there's been some brainstorming going on.
I said deal, then I got yelled at.
Mitch said deal, and then he got yelled at.
So I think where it stands is we'll be putting out a statement this week, and that will hold the contents of whatever we're going to be moving forward with.
It'll be announced on our episode of Back of the Bus this week, so please tune in, and you will see our response.
Thursday, 6 a.m.
Mitch said Thursday at 6 a.m.
So negotiations are still happening. It's fair to say the process is still. You got your people on. He's got his people going. There's going to be back and forth still to be had.
Right.
Did you guys talk about the mishap of not following? Did you guys go into
Yeah,
depth
yeah.
about
We
that at all?
went through all the context of it all.
There's a level of superiority syndrome or whatever it is that's coming out of the back of the bus, whoever's running that Twitter, whoever's in charge of the Twitter account.
Who did put out the tweet?
I did.
Yeah, but the following thing is where I get lost. It's like that's a step. You
talking
follow
about
Pate and then you tweet.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a misstep. He said it was
So,
a misstep.
And I also there's people saying out there like back of the bus is not going to follow the two guys that host Bussin With The Boys.
Yeah.
Until they follow
some
first.
interesting optics.
It's
Whereas
yeah.
like when you're listening to Pate's video when he says their heads are getting a little too big, it's like
Maybe.
that can't come from us.
Right.
That
right.
can't come from
But
us.
unfortunately, like it's a reflection of us though.
Yeah.
And so where do we like, do you sit back? Like from your seat in your mind, do you sit back or you want to trudge forward a little bit and be like, hey, we can see where, since we've done this before,
Yeah.
do you want to go about it this way?
Yeah, because there is some thought of like they should just have to do the push-up hold.
Or it's a, what are you negotiating?
Yeah.
It seems like you guys have put yourself in this position.
It'd be good content.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll let them figure it out.
Possibly.
Yeah,
Back
we
of
just
the
step-
bus.
we just step back.
Thursday, 6 a.m. Hey, also flip side of the coin. Let's say we do follow him. We tweeted him. Do you think we get the same response back? Do you think that we get an interaction? All this gets swept under the rug. We don't even meet Josh Pate.
Yeah, I think you get a reaction from him.
I don't know.
Because he's a fan of you guys.
Well, now he definitely is.
And that kind of goes back to Josh Pate's video. Things might be getting a little the heads. I feel like we're proving points out here, right?
Yeah.
All good, man. All good.
Tight end you next week.
Can't wait.
Tight end you next week. We will be boots on the ground doing a couple collabs with the boy George Kittle. I know both Bussin With The Boys, Tight end you, both Bud Light partners,
Right.
brand ambassadors.
There is obviously we have our bet going on with New Heights. It'll take place week 0 in Arrowhead, but I believe one of the hosts of that show, will be coming on Bussin With The Boys
For his annual trip,
for his annual
visit,
trip.
annual
his annual
stop
trip.
in,
Send him
Bussin'
a
With The
video.
Boys.
So if you
Yes.
watch this video, technically you've confirmed. So he confirmed.
Yes.
That was a dub. But yeah, handful of great guests coming in for Tight End U. It'll be fun, dude. It'll be fun. We're in this episode to bring you Neutral. Have you tried Neutral? If not, dude, you are missing out. Neutral is so much better than any other seltzer I've ever tried. It's made with real vodka and real juice, and that's what makes it delicious. Neutral comes in a variety of flavors. They got pineapple, watermelon, and their new flavors, lime and strawberry. Neutral is the perfect drink to bring when hanging with friends, and it is such a crowd pleaser. Neutral. Let's keep it tasty, boys. Delicious stuff, perfect for the summertime. Let's get back to the episode.
Did you happen to see the sorry, I'm absolutely switching topics here.
Okay, go ahead. Your
I
show.
saw Paul Craig's name written up there. But that kick over the weekend.
Yes. I saw the kick over the weekend, and I thought, damn, that sucks for Paul Craig. And nothing went past my head other than that sucks. He kicked him in the head, and he knocked him out. I sit down with the boys this morning. JP's like, buddy flopped.
Oh,
Buddy flopped. And
like
Paul,
Justin
friend of the show.
Gaethje. Yeah, I saw Justin Gaethje tweet biggest flop in MMA history, and I'm like watching the video over and over. I'm like, this is fucking nuts.
And did you see the video before Gaethje? His tweet?
When I got on, because this was on Saturday when the fight happened. So your boy was locked in. I was gooning for the longest time. So when I'm getting ready for bed, and at the top of my timeline is Justin Gaethje's tweet, and right under it being like, talking about this moment from the fight. And so I got to kind of watch 2 and 2 at the same time. So I was watching it from the lens of, I want to see this flop. So I see, buddy, he catches the heel, and it kind of hits him in the throat. It doesn't really hit him in the head. And he kind of like looks at the ref, throws his hands up, and then just goes into flop mode and acts like he's knocked out. And the way he continues to sell it afterwards is just diabolical.
If it is fake, diabolical.
Allegedly, both sides kicked in the head, knocked out. Allegedly, he faked it. Like, I'm willing to put my life on the line that was fake.
Really?
Yeah.
He's still sprawling back right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way he was acting like he didn't know what was going on. The ref's trying to talk to him, and he's still acting like the ref's
He's
fighting
grabbing
him.
the ref's leg, trying
And
to
then,
twist it.
then you see that the heel hit the neck, didn't even hit him in the head. Like, that's diabolical, him trying to sell that.
And it's not something that we take lightly saying that because we respect fighters. Like
1,000%.
they're the number one athlete that you probably hold back on in like your criticism because they're dangerous.
Yeah, they can kill you.
Yeah,
with
like
their
they
bare
might
hands.
see it and pull up on you.
Yeah.
And so it's like we don't say that lightly, but I'm with Will. That was the biggest flop in the UFC.
Yeah.
But it's because when I first saw it, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Didn't look at it in too much detail, but once you said it, it's all I can see now.
So,
And
are
so
you
it's
with
like-
us or no?
And these fights obviously
Yeah.
matter for these guys, like on Fight Night, whether they're trying to get back in
Right.
it, whether they're trying to get back on a main card. Like everything matters, and knowing that it was a no contest, but it feels like something kind of got taken from Paul there. Because old buddy strikes him from standing up. He tries to throw a couple on him when they're on the ground, but he's clearly trying to stand up again. You can see where his knees on the ground. You can't really see it. He's getting up.
He's going to
It's
get
not
up.
like he's sitting there for a second. He's getting up. His other foot is on the ground to stand up, and Paul throws that kick, and it sucks. But that is
Not if he's down.
It's such an interesting time to have
But-
that flop because it happened in the first round. I mean, Paul is owning that fight, but it's not like he's destroying him.
Right.
He's just kind of
He's landing
he's in
more
charge.
punches.
He's in charge of the fight.
letting the
He's-
fight
he's
come to
doing thing.
him, pressuring him, getting
Couple
in
of
some
spinning
good back
kicks, makes a couple connections. Like seems like he's doing real well, and then that, like he must have just not been feeling it if that was a flop.
I wonder what's going on. It would be interesting to hear like what goes on in like the war room.
What's
Like,
Hunter saying right
like
now?
Dana Hunter,
Yeah.
like as they're kind of talking about
Right.
how they should handle it. If it's something to where, again, JP, you were saying that Paul Craig, needed to win that fight,
Right.
like to get back in it or ascend somewhere or have a different, a next path or a next option. It's like, I wonder if they sit there and they don't hold that against them and think like,
Yeah. Man,
that'd
I
be
think
a good
if,
enough performance.
even still, like, because Paul Craig is in the defensive position and the other dude for sure was in the offensive position. And I get like not being able to kick a downed opponent. But if you're further down, I feel like it should be legal to land that type of kick.
Yeah.
Even if they're on one knee, like that person's in control.
Right.
And it's not like I don't know. I don't think it's dirty. It's not like a elbow to the back of the head or a 12-6 elbow. It's like it's just an up kick.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Because it happened when we were in New Jersey and we were even asked old buddy next to us, like, why'd they have to stop it? And why is the point getting deducted? And he was kind of breaking down, like, you can't hit an up kick to where any knee or anything is on the ground.
Interesting that
So all that
conversation
kinda
takes place,
sucks.
then that happens
Yeah.
the very
Right.
next week.
And then old buddy Chris Matinho that we watched Sean O'Malley put a punching clinic on a couple years back
Yeah.
was back this week and got knocked out.
Damn.
Bad.
He
Like-
actually went down.
Oh yeah. And
This
it
is-
was
this is green hair guy.
Yeah, the green hair guy. He doesn't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
green hair anymore. But it was unfortunate, man. He was fighting a dude from Atlanta, and the guy, he was kind of warming up with the same thing, but his like one of his legs was off the ground, and he just kind of like catch him with a hook, and then boom. Like
Slumped him.
dude, UFC owes him healthcare for life because it is.
Yeah, that because that fight with O'Malley, like
Yeah.
it was like the Homer Simpson. Like he had no defense at all. He was just hoping to God that Sean got tired out,
Yeah.
and he just had a cement chin. Could not go down. That's a bummer, man. It's a bummer the way knockouts work too. Like guys with cement chins, and then that's like kind of like their pride. Then once they get knocked out, sometimes it just becomes a button all of a sudden.
Right.
Which is
Because people were trying to like criticize O'Malley's power. Like this kid did it in one punch, and O'Malley landed 130 and couldn't knock him out.
right.
Yeah.
But it's like
All
loosen
right.
up the jar, and then somebody else
Like
opens
all
it.
right, we're not about to say this guy is Sean
I
O'Malley.
know. And you're trying to go at O'Malley when he's already down the way he is
Right.
right now. Like, which I know we talked about, but damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tough sledding.
But
How do we
stop,
feel?
I feel good.
Yeah, we feel like we want to hit the guest.
I know we got to give a shout out, no free shout out to CTC Nashville. They gave us some carpet for the stream room.
Yeah.
Stream room's coming together.
Coming together. It'll be ready for the fall.
Yeah.
Nice little expansion put in place there. We got some
Yeah.
nice little
They're doing
renderings
some
going
build-outs.
on.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time to check out. Oh, Will told me before we started the show, he really wanted me to make sure I mentioned this. Angel Reese had her first triple-double. So that's big.
Second
Congrats.
youngest in WNBA history.
Congrats. I know Will's been a huge fan, so I wanted to make sure and get that out for Angel Reese having her first triple-double. That's big time.
Hey, but on another note, did you see Caitlin Clark's three-pointers?
3 in a row. From the logo.
It was insane.
Insane.
9 points, 45
insane,
seconds. Reggie
man.
Miller.
She is.
We might have to take Bus and get out to a Fever game.
I would love that. If the Fever would have us, I would love to go to a game.
Is
I don't even know what tickets go for. They're probably sold out.
Yeah. Got a Gamecock on that team.
Do they?
Aaliyah Boston, shout out.
Might
It's
have
just
to get
crazy.
out.
Like I don't know a whole lot about it. Like I follow some of this stuff on on X, but when Caitlin Clark's playing versus not playing and sales and revenue and everything else, it's just nuts to think about the superstardom that she has to where, you know, you see a game like that, those 3-3-pointers, and I'm like thinking in my head, yeah, it'd be sick to go watch this gal in person.
Yeah. She's electric. People want to hate. People are being like, people want to take away what she's done for the WNBA, but it's very clear because she was injured for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then
If you want to hear
fans stop showing up as much, like she is the main event in the WNBA.
If you want to hear the best take about Caitlin Clark, go to Jeff Teague's podcast and just type in Jeff Teague on Caitlin Clark and WNBA, and you'll get exactly what you're looking for.
I'm gonna listen to that right after the show.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, we should go to a game. Easy
Yeah,
flight.
I think it'd be cool.
Easy drive.
I think it says a lot about myself. Like, she's an Iowa Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's big of you.
She's an Iowa Hawkeye.
Try to go to Fever versus Aces.
Who's on the Aces?
Asia Wilson, who's obviously I'm Gamecock, but she is one of the best players in the league, and they're always in the mix.
They just played against.
We're in Vegas.
Not this
the
weekend, but
26th.
next.
Yeah, next weekend.
They play the Aces.
New York would be cool.
On the 22nd in Vegas.
Ooh,
That would have been sick.
that's in the heart of tight end deal. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Day before.
Day before tight end deal. Boys be preparing.
We'll be
Yeah,
getting them
but-
interviews in.
Great podcast with Diego Pavia. Very interesting. You are not going to find another podcast of an active college football player being as vocal about his ambitions for a season than this man right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You will not find that anywhere else. A lot of teams are going to find some clips here and they are going to put it up in their team meeting room and circle the Vanderbilt calendar after this one.
He was doing his best not to give,
Right.
what do they call it? Bulletin board material.
Bulletin board material.
He was doing his best not
I
to
think
give
like
bulletin board
an
material.
hour in, he said something like, I don't want to give bulletin board material. And I thought to myself, too late.
Yeah.
This is too late.
This dude, he grew up a wrestler, and he is through and through.
He is a wrestler.
In a quarterback. Oh, I was going to say quarterback's body, but he is a little undersized and everything. But as far as like, this is as wrestler as you get in a football player, it's Diego Pavia.
I will say, if you're an offensive lineman and you're blocking for this man, you're going 100% every single play.
Yeah.
This guy, this type of get after it mentality, the grind, the grit, all of it, the fuck you, watch me attitude is exactly what you want as an offensive lineman. It's to make you finish harder. It's going to make you block longer. He's a player's player.
100.
He's a player's player. So enjoy the show. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Please subscribe if you're watching this. If you already watched all this intro, just subscribe right now. Doesn't hurt you at all, and it helps us a lot. Big hugs, tiny kisses. Will, last thoughts?
That was great.
Thanks, man.
Love you guys.
We have a special surprise
Oh my.
that we wanted to do for this week's episode. There's something going on, I believe, this Saturday. There's some big event that's happening.
Can I guess what it is?
Yeah, try and guess.
Taylon's birthday. Round of applause, June 21st, Taylon's birthday.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
Happy birthday, Taylon.
There-
My
wait,
sweet,
what's the-
sweet
wait,
queen.
That's amazing. What's
She
the
here?
surprise?
No, I don't think that was it though. It was a birthday, but I don't know if
It's
it,
Taylor's birthday.
It's
Yeah.
Taylon's birthday.
June 21st.
But there was somebody else that it was their birthday too.
But it's my
Oh,
wife.
okay.
We've been married for 9 years.
Of course,
And we all love Taylon, right?
we
Yeah.
all love Taylon.
Are
Queen
you,
yeah.
But there's somebody
a
that's
queen of the show.
That's-
are you taking away from my wife's birthday?
not at all. There's somebody that's close to the pod, not as close as Taylon, but close to the pod, whose birthday is this Saturday.
Really?
Arguably closer.
Is it
let-
actually arguably closer?
Arguably.
So Sherm just had a birthday.
JP's on Christmas.
JP's on
Yeah,
Christmas.
it's not JP.
Garrett's in February.
Mitch had a party, like a house, like he always has parties. So Mitch had a party already.
Still haven't seen an invite on my AOL account for any of those parties.
Jack, when's your birthday?
Coop?
Coop?
November.
Oh, it's in November.
Not cheese. Chef, when's your birthday?
November.
Oh, so it's not him.
So
Wait,
it's a
why did Mitch have a party though?
I think housewarming. He celebrates everything.
Yeah. I think he had a 5K. I think he celebrated the start of a new 5K that is not drinking for, that he's going to stop drinking once he does that party.
Had a celebration for the 5K. Had a celebration for moving into the house. Had
Well,
a celebration because he had a celebration.
Right.
I've been in this house.
Got to celebrate the small celebrations.
Yeah. 9
Got to
months.
celebrate those.
I've
Isn't
been in
your
this-
birthday, Mitch?
It is my birthday.
Oh! And some of the boys in the back of the bus, Jeremy headed it up. We got a little surprise for Mitch's
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Mitch and Taylor.
Happy birthday to you.
One bite.
Give the people what they want.
Make sure to put this in the credits too. Sure.
For sure.
Oh. No free shoutouts.
No free shoutouts.
Go ahead. Let's get a look at them.
Let's do them, boys.
Woo, which one you break it down?
If I'm gonna one bite one,
Oh, that back middle.
probably this guy right here.
Take him
Front
down.
middle.
Take him down, Mitch. Let him know. I can hear him talking shit from here.
My mouth is
They
watering.
look like they're talking crazy.
They're talking crazy to you right now, Mitch.
You
Oh.
gotta stay ASMR, Sherm.
Damn.
All right.
People need to hear that jaw.
About to mukbang that thing. Yeah. Squish it in a little bit so it's easier to, yeah, squish it
You
in.
gotta do. Will is so jealous.
Hey, scoop a little icing off the top first.
No, I like the icing. Oh,
Yeah, but skip a little off the top. I just want to see something. Skip it off. Hold it up. Oh, come on. Dig down in there and get that out.
Oh, Will up to something.
Slowly.
No.
Put it in your mouth.
All right, ready?
All the way. You can for
More than
sure,
half.
dude.
Oh!
Get in there, Mitch. Push,
No
push it,
way.
push it, push it.
Oh! Oh!
Bro, one bite at Parlor Donut is crazy.
Let him chew. Let him chew. Yeah. Let him chew.
That was so
I got it all. I got a drop hop in there. There
Did
was
you?
a drop hop, yeah.
You got it.
That boy is low-key in a panic mode right now.
Just maneuvering around.
Breathe through your nose, man.
He's just reminding himself. He's like, just take it slow. Just chew. Break it
Right.
down. Swallow a little bit at a
There's a
time.
microphone in my face. I don't have to speak right now. Don't
Yeah.
feel like you have to say something.
I did not know he was a
That boy like a chipmunk, dude.
You know,
These
he's
cheeks
thinking
are
too.
full.
He's like, I don't have a gag reflex, so I'll be good.
Yeah. Oh,
Mm.
Mitch,
got
when you're done, I want a rating on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, no, no.
No.
Oh, man. His eyes kind of got crossed in this picture, I think.
Oh,
My jaw started to lock up there.
Man, those donuts look good.
yeah, they do.
Bite, bro.
You gotta smack.
That's nuts, dude.
Hall of Fame.
I mean, he's been.
All right.
You back?
I think we're good. That was a. I'm surprised myself that I was able to do that. That may have been one of the best donuts I've ever had. That was really good.
No free shout out.
No free shout outs to Parlor Donuts. I go there every Friday.
How old are you? How old are you?
27.
Danny George here. Come on.
Thank you guys. Really appreciate it. I did not expect this at all. So you guys are the best. Thank you.
Love you, Mitch.
Everybody say happy birthday, Mitch, in the comments.
Happy birthday, Mitch.
Yeah, if they listen to the end of this, they have to.
Yeah.
They're tier
like a
one.
Marvel.
Yeah, true tier
They're
ones
back
will
to
watch
our
the. Yeah,
followers.
yeah. All right, fellas, this interview is brought to us by Bud Light. Bud Light is always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL Draft tied in you. Also, Bud Light partners with George Kittle, the UFC, Shane Gillis' 2025 tour, and partners also include Peyton Manning, Baker Mayfield, Emmitt Smith, The Boys, Post Malone, and Dustin Poirier. Stock up now on Bud Light and head to www.budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy, just like this episode will be easy to enjoy because we have a baller sitting with us on the bus right now, Diego Pavia, starting quarterback, Vanderbilt. True underdog mentality. I was telling you before we got on here, like you are the epitome of a high school wrestling state champ that also plays quarterback.
Is that a backhanded compliment?
No, I think it's a
yes.
great compliment. I think it explains everything about his game, his antics on the field, off the field, everything you hear, the aura around Diego Pavia. It makes so much sense that he was you were a state champion, but you were kind of telling me that you were number 1 in the country for
like 4th grade into like 7th grade.
which
Oh,
is
it's before puberty. so fourth grade to seventh grade, then everyone kind of hit puberty, and then after that, it was that. No, it's crazy to be number one in the country. I'm just messing with you, but that is wild. I feel like you are the first generation of cats that grew up watching Johnny Manziel. Like the way you play, and I mean that as 100% a compliment.
Yeah.
Like you talk shit, you get after it. Dudes hit the shit out of you in the sideline. You're limping on your leg, but your boys, your offensive line's watching you limp over. They're muscling up against other cats, and you just go in there and you just don't give a fuck. It really feels like it's like, hey, we got a play call, boys, but Diego, at the end of the day, like you're gonna do whatever the fuck you want to do.
I think sometimes they think that's what the play call is, but I'm just changing it. You know what I mean? So like I just change it to what I like. So
you'll go AWOL and change it to whatever you want at times.
Yeah. Like if the play, say it's a run play, second and short, like no, we're deep. We're going deep. We get in the next play.
No, is Coach aware?
Huh? Yes, I mean he's obviously aware in the time it's happening. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I call
so
power.
Like, sometimes like they get to talk to you now, and so like on the earpiece, it's like, whoa, like what are we doing? Like he's talking to someone else on the top. You know what I mean? But like I can't talk back. I don't have a mouthpiece that he can hear me, so it's just like shit just better work.
Yeah, like you're thinking in your head, you guys are taking a little too long for my liking. Like I'm just gonna draw something up right here.
Well, he'll call a play, but it's like I check down and we do a number system, and so if it's like a run, then I'm changing it. You know what I mean? And then sometimes he asks me in the film, like, what'd you get here? And I'm thinking, well, I thought you said a different number, but in reality, in my head, I'm just changing the play.
Oh. Now, what are you changing the play based on? Are you looking at safety rotation? You looking at this nickel press corner over here, and you're like, okay, they're bringing a little pressure over here, or are you like, hey, we're here to score touchdowns. We're here to score touchdowns. I'm here to ball out, coach.
It's like tendency. You know what I mean? Like, first drive against, let's say they were playing Bama. First drive against Bama, they brought the house second and short. All right, man to man. I'm expecting man to man. Let's take the top off.
I mean, listen. We can jump around. We have to jump around all of your career. The no offers. You have 2 D2 offers. You go the JUCO route, and you jump around essentially with Kill your entire career. But like you did bring up something that Vanderbilt hasn't done since when? Like,
ever. They've never beat a top 5 program
never.
In program history.
I've never done that. And I remember sitting at tight end U at Vanderbilt's practice facility, and your boys running up. And obviously, I see the offensive lineman. We dap up. You got a bunch of cats just ripping around, talking about, oh shit, we this, we that. I'm like, hey, this white guy, what's this guy doing right here? But then they're like, always starting, hey, this Pavia kid, his kid's the truth, blah, blah, blah. Like you get to play Alabama at Vanderbilt. It's a totally different atmosphere. Well, it's still an away game for you guys. Because at this point, we don't have the lore of Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt yet. And so you have this stadium under construction, Nick Saban, or no, this is
Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah,
Kalen DeBoer. They come in and you guys put on a clinic. Like it's like they score, you guys go down the field 8, 9, 10 plays, score again, back and forth, and are able to beat Alabama. Like obviously I've known you a little bit of time and it's always confidence.
100.
But like at what point were you like, holy shit, we're really going to do this? Like it's actually not talk anymore. We're actually going to be able to pull this off.
Like when we won, I would just think like when we pulled the ball and I got like a 12-yard gain and then like the game was over. But like I always thought like we could win. Like that's just how I approach the game though. It's just like if you go in there with the losing mentality, you're screwed already. Mm. And so for me, I don't care if it's Bama, Nebraska,
Michigan.
We don't say the N words.
You got something against Michigan?
I do.
What's up?
Well, Michigan's a great school, but
No
they
doubt.
should be winning more than they should with the cap that they got. Like Dave Portnoy donates to Michigan. I know the NIL's to the
Allegedly.
roof. Should you not win?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay,
and we
okay.
won 7 games last year with throwing turned off. Like, if you're talking about, hey, there's multiple phases to an offense, you're going to take off probably like 50% of an offense and still win 7 games and just knock down, drag them out 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
The running back was good though. He should have went higher than what he did in the draft.
You know, he started his first 20 games at the University of Michigan. He was a linebacker.
I did not know
we got to
that.
make this cat a running back.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's solid.
Where's he at now?
To me.
come on, T.
I think he went to the Jets. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I mean, listen, tough year. We win the national championship. You must have forgot about that in 2024. And then we go into this past year, yeah, we had some difficulties at quarterback. Not going to come at the boys at all. We had a hard time tossing the ball over the yard. It was bad. It was not great. Now we got this cat, Bryce Underwood, who apparently is the second coming. I'm a little nervous about that, but like you've got to assume at the very least we're going to be a little bit better
I think he
in
has
the
a high
throwing
ceiling.
categories we were last year. Because I think our defense is going to be really good.
Yeah. I think he'll be really good too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you met him before?
No, I haven't, but like I've seen in some of my boys that know him, they say he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Your guys' confidence is obviously very high coming off of last year. You had an incredible year. Iconic. Best in program history, really. First time you guys ever beat a top 5 program in the program's history at home against Alabama. You guys go down to Bear Bryant Stadium this year. You, in your brain, you think the outcome's going to be the same?
For sure. I have no doubt. Like, we got the guys to go do it. We got the firepower. We got the depth. Got the defense, the offense. Like, we would be selling ourselves short if I was to sit here and tell you, like, we don't have the faith to go win the national championship.
You boys are thinking natty.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting here in your offseason program. You're thinking national championship. I don't want to be rude. That's a very high expectation for you guys. If you guys don't win a national championship, is that a disappointment?
For sure. You win 10 games in the SEC, you're in the tournament, and then it's anyone's game.
And you like you.
I like me over everyone.
I love the chip he has on his shoulder with it too.
Because when he talks, you're like, hey, he plays for Vanderbilt, but like low-key the way he's talking, I believe everything he's saying.
We interrupt this episode because we are sponsored by Roe. We were just coming off Father's Day weekend. I'm sure a lot of wives out there, a lot of women got their man some Roe Sparks because Roe Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against softness. Roe Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller faster. After Roe Sparks is off, they work in 15 minutes on average. And if prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with the provider at ro.co/bussin to find out if prescription Roe Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/bussin for $15 off your first order.
I believe very soon. Have you always had this type of chip on your shoulder where you're like,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who's in front of me, they're going down?
Yeah. Like, we were talking about wrestling, and wrestling's a true one-on-one sport. Who's better, me or you? And so I feel like I developed it from wrestling for real.
Yeah, I was going to ask too how much you think like wrestling played into that. It's like, because you're right. Like you go out there, it's one-on-one. The win is on you. The loss is on you.
Right. And
you being as competitive as you were, like learning that about you being number one in the nation growing up. Like he was hitting the circuits like the Triple Crown, Tulsa, Reno. We were chopping it up pretty good because I had no clue that he had a bag like that.
In wrestling.
Yeah. We're finding common friends, common people that we have in common.
Did he ever come across Cody?
No, because he was like, how old's your brother? I asked how old he was. He was like 23. I was like, oh, yeah, this is about a decade ago. But yeah, I was like, Cody, how we won senior nationals. And he's like, again, he was a stud wrestler. So he understands. He understands the respect there.
Yeah.
He gets the game.
You talked about being like number one in the nation from 4th to 7th grade. High school, did you keep wrestling all the way through?
No, I really like took a year off, 8th grade year. I knew I loved football, not wrestling. So I was really just focusing on football. And then I had no offers, but I still had a partial scholarship to UNC, Northern Colorado. And then after that, I was like, nah, I'm still going to stick with football and walked on in JUCO.
So you had a partial for wrestling,
yeah,
Northern Colorado.
Yeah. And
you opted to go the JUCO route in football just because you loved it more.
Walk on football.
Dude, people always talk about how like, you look at a guy like Cam Ward, 0 offers out of high school. He's now the first overall pick. When you are going your freshman through senior year of high school and you're putting it out there every single week, you're obsessed with football. You love it. I'm assuming you have the same mentality you do now. Like, what level of frustration is coming to you when you're seeing other quarterbacks probably in the same state as you being like, bro, I am better than him. Why are they offering this cat instead of me? Like, talk about like that mind frame and all that things. Because there are cats right now that are listening to this podcast that are probably in the same exact situation. Like, I feel like, am I just delusional? I swear to God, I'm better than these other guys.
Oh, yeah. You see it all the time. And then you go to camps, too, and you're putting balls like in way better spots, and this kid's like a 4-star, and you're like, what the how is that kid a 4-star? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like, you don't want to player hate either, and like go to coach and be like, yo, what the, like, why you got offering this kid and not me? But like at the same time, like the cream rises to the top every time.
So what was the journey like when you were in JUCO? Because I want to say that there was a story that they were kind of briefing us on, that you were still, not having any offers. Did you go to the JUCO national championship?
Yeah. So
And there was another quarterback there that you played against that had an offer.
This is why I like JUCO too, because like the coaches there's a lot of politics in like D1 now of who gets paid more is going to play. In JUCO, don't matter if you're a 5-star, no star, coaches trying to make it out too. So it's best player on the field all times. And so I transferred in with this 4-star, and it was me versus a 4-star. And I legitimately beat out a 4-star. That's when I knew stars didn't mean nothing. And then took it over. And then the next year we won the national championship. And then I finally got I had 3 offers. I had Jackson State, where Dion was, New Mexico State, and then St. Francis.
And the New Mexico State one, because that's where you opted to go, was the quarterback you were facing in that national title game. He was an offered kid from New Mexico State. You ball out. They end up flipping.
So our head coach, Coach Kill, and Coach Beck, our offensive coordinator, were at Hooters in Las Cruces, New Mexico. they told me this story. And they're at Hooters having a beer or whatever. They're hammered. And they're watching the game. The night before, they offered the other kid that we're about to play against. And my OC knows I kind of like get fired up about that stuff. So he comes in my room. He's like, hey, they offered the other kid. Don't worry about it. Just play better than him tomorrow. Bet. Went out there. I had like 3 touchdowns, 270 yards, probably like 80 rushing. Beat him like 31-14 or something. And then the next day, I got a call from Coach Kill. Like, I was offered. They pulled his scholarship.
And he told you they pulled this kid's scholarship?
Yeah. They told me like the exact story.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you okay? I'm thinking about it later down the road. Like, what was it about Coach Kill? Was it really at the time just like, they offered, they're the biggest school, I'm going to go there? Or was there already a relationship kind of intact with Coach Kill?
No, I was thinking about going to Jackson State, but Dion was so real. He was like, hey, you're not this ain't no 50-50. My son's playing regardless. And
he said that?
Yeah. And
so even if you were better than Shedeur.
Even if you were better, like, my son's playing regardless. He's like, we're looking for a backup. He's like, if you want to come here and be backup. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I ain't no fucking backup. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not going to St. Francis because I can't go to Lee from there. So I was thinking, shit, New Mexico State's my only option.
Damn. What was it like getting recruited by Dion?
It was pretty cool. It was short, but he was real. That's what I like.
Yeah. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Deion Sanders sitting there, and for him to sit there with all the Shedeur Sanders stuff going on, he falls in the draft to the 5th round.
Yeah.
And essentially you look back 5-6 years ago, he's like, hey, Diego, like, we'd love to have you, but like, you'll be holding a clipboard because no matter what, my son's playing.
Yeah.
Even if you're throwing dots.
Yeah.
And then obviously the wrong guy to tell that to.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
another good chip on the shoulder.
right.
100.
Like, you got to lie.
Yeah.
Dion, Lee, be less truthful.
Production saying just keep the mic close to your mouth when you're talking.
Production. When you go to New Mexico State, remind me, is this when the world was starting to open up with transferring and NIL yet?
No, it was the year before, so it might have been 2021, 2022.
Yeah, because I'm asking because I'm thinking.
I think it's
all right,
2022. So NIL just started creeping up.
So you're probably thinking JUCO. This is probably the best route so far with New Mexico State. If I ball out here, I can get to a better program. Were you even thinking that yet?
Nuh-uh. I was thinking shit. Well, I lived in New Mexico my whole life, so it was like I wanted to play against the Lobos, and that's our rival school. And the Lobos, the first year I was in and out of the lineup playing with this other kid, and the only game I did not get to play was against the Lobos. So the next year I was like, this is a money game. Played against the Lobos. There's a little story about it that before the year I pissed on their Lobo. Like in the midfield of their indoor, and like before the game, no one said anything about it, and they were using it as fuel, and they thought they were gonna beat us and then be like use it against me after, you know what I mean? Anyway, went in there, wiped them out. The head coach was all sad and stuff, but I really had something against them because they didn't recruit me either out of JUCO and I won a national championship. They were still losing and or at a high school. So it was like real life, like beef with the coaches.
It was personal for you.
Yeah.
So you're thinking
it's
to
a
myself,
tale as old as time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm from this state. I want to go to this school. I'm assuming you want to go to the Lobos.
Yeah.
And then they don't offer, and it's like,
they
I'll
don't
show
offer me.
you.
Yeah. Now I got to go piss on their logo.
Now you got to piss on your logo. What
A
transpired?
tale as old as time.
Yeah. What conversations had to take place, or what went through your brain where you're like, you know what? I know how to get these boys. I'm going to urinate on the 50-yard line.
Sure, probably wasn't a whole lot of thought process.
Yeah. But before
There was
you
no
answer,
thought. There was no thoughts.
before you answer that question,
What was your strategy?
Yeah.
It wasn't. I thought it'd be funny.
before you answer that question, I have a question for Will Compton. What is Lobo Spanish for?
No clue.
Oh, Will.
Lobos? Chicken?
Will.
No, that's polo.
What's your favorite
Polio.
animal?
Wolf. Oh.
That's a tough L for Will
Wolves.
Compton. The tough L for Will Compton.
Starts with an L.
But yeah, what's the thought process? We're like,
There
yo,
was no thinking. It was
no,
just like,
yeah, you don't say.
fuck these guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's some Blue Mountain State type shit. Like you grew up on
watched that
Johnny
show?
Manziel, Blue Mountain State. What's the one with Billy Bob?
Varsity
Blues. Like
I
he
haven't
just
watched
put
that
the VCR tapes in as a kid. I was like, this is gonna be my fucking life. This is what I'm doing. So you just went and pissed in the 50-yard line. How did they find out that you did that?
So the guy who I was with, Reggie,
Cameras.
Yeah.
he posted on Snapchat, and then they
So you were with a buddy and he was Snapchat.
I was with like 3
Look
buddies.
at this picture. This fucking cat got sweatpants on.
I was with like 3 buddies, and one of them recorded it, but I didn't know. And then I came back to my phone, and they're like, "Hey, tell Reggie to take that off." And I took it off, and it was too late.
They already got a hold of it.
I already got a hold of it.
The news network of New Mexico.
Yep.
They jumped all over that shit.
But
Huh?
you whooped their ass?
Hell yeah.
What was the score of that game?
We beat them by like 10,
Okay, so you guys.
10-14, something like that.
Okay.
When does
All
it start to sink in, or like when does the conversations and thought process start to happen that I can go somewhere else now?
So what happened was at New Mexico State, we were 2-3, ended up 10-3. So like by game, we're like on a win streak, and we're about to go to the conference championship and stuff. And so like before that, like a game before, when we're like 9-3, my coach gets in my ear like, "Hey, I got someone calling me from a Power 4 school. You'd really like it. I want you to come with me when the season's over." I was like, "All right, bet. Like, this is my opportunity, you know?" And so he's doing his thing, and then it's our offensive coordinator. So our offensive coordinator at the end of the season leaves, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to Vandy." And so he wanted me to come with him, but Coach Kill's still at New Mexico State. Then Coach Kill a week later decides to retire. And then I was like, okay, well, if I hire the defense coordinator, then I'll stay. Didn't hire him. That was my sign. Laters.
So if New Mexico State were to hire the DC, you would have stayed.
I
or
would have
kept
stayed.
him.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What was about the DC that you were like, they got to hire this guy?
He was real. He was gonna pay me the money I wanted.
Okay.
And he was the one who, like, our defense was really good in Mexico State. So I was thinking, okay, well, we could win here, and then there's like a chance, like how Boise State went to the playoffs, like that we'd be that team.
Mm-hmm.
That whole team was freaking stacked. Like we got Eli, we got me, Eli, MK, Trent. Well, these are just guys on the team.
You're
but-
saying first names to me,
Yeah. I'm just saying first names too.
but these guys are dogs.
But we got dogs on the team. We got like
Yeah.
7 of the guys from New Mexico State team on the Vanderbilt team.
And was there a situation where you were possibly going to go be a part of the Wolfpack, Nevada?
I committed to Nevada.
So this is while you're at New Mexico State, you go on a little visit.
So I took some visits, and the whole time that I'm taking visits, I'm like, back in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to Vandy. So the whole time I have a notebook that I'm taking on these visits. I really didn't know how to read a defense when I was at New Mexico State, and I'm like just penciling in, like just meeting with the offensive coordinators, how they read the defense, you know, middle close, middle open, blitz, how they call, and I'm just taking little like details away from these offensive coordinators, just in case I do go back to Vandy, like how to clean stuff up.
Okay.
And this, when you were looking and taking visits and thinking about Vandy,
Right.
was Coach Kill, had he not retired yet?
So he retired, and then I was like, because Coach Kill's like basically kind of like my dad, and so like when he retired, I was like, you know, I'm just going to Nevada. Like Nevada, I really like Nevada. I like Coach Choate, and then I commit that night, and I call Coach Beck, who's the offensive coordinator at Vandy. And I'm like, hey, like I'm committed to Nevada. Like appreciate you guys. He's like, wait. I got someone to call you. Coach Kill calls me, tell me he's coming out of retirement to be basically just be on the Vanderbilt staff and just take care of the offense. So then my mom was like, yeah, you're going to go to Vandy. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to Vandy.
And have you been to Vandy at this point yet?
No, I never took a visit.
So you had no idea about Nashville, Tennessee, or the area, or nothing like that. You just
No
saw
idea.
you saw SEC and thought,
I knew they
that's
were in
the
the
second best
SEC.
conference. I got to get there,
What'd you throw in there?
right?
Are you good?
Go with what? Did I say something?
Do you know the 3 conferences of the NFL? AFC, NFC, and the SEC.
But
But-
the 2 last national champions were from the Big Ten, right?
But who has
So like,
more?
how are you gonna?
But is there more in the Big Ten or SEC?
What do
This
you mean,
new
national
era, this new
championships?
era of college football has to kind of play out.
Yeah, like the NIL has established
Kinda,
a level playing field. Like we all can
Okay.
sit here.
everybody
let's-
can pay players now.
Right, everybody can pay players, not just one conference. Because you're right, it is AFC, NFC, and SEC if we're talking about paychecks. But now that everybody can pay everybody, it's like, okay, now it's just AFC, NFC, and then the rest of college football.
So do you think the Big Ten has a higher percentage of winning it this year or the SEC?
The Big Ten.
Big Ten, the national title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Ten.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen.
You got
You
some
guys know
SEC
what's about to
dogs
come
in
out
the
of my
back.
mouth.
Do what?
You guys know.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Is that
They-
double?
Oh, that's more than double. But if you look at the recency, like that, so those 43 national championships, how many of those came after NIL started? That's the question you got to ask. Because the SEC, yeah, you guys are going to have national champions. You guys are paying 7 figures to players.
It's probably like
when
2
I was in
and 2.
college.
It's probably like 2 and 2.
I don't think it is.
Yeah, 2 and 2.
You're saying the Big Ten didn't pay players?
I know. I
No,
didn't
we
get
were
paid.
there. This is a clean conference,
Clean conference.
high character conference.
Yep.
Don't do that.
As
As far as I know.
Hey, 2 and 2.
As far as I know,
2 and 2.
Right, 2 and 2, and the last 2 have been.
I could, if we were
The
having
Big
this
Ten.
podcast in 2022, I would have said the last 2 have been in the SEC.
But we're not, right? If we were, if this was 1912, we'd be talking about how the Titanic sunk a couple months ago. Like, what are we talking about? Like, if I could go back in time, I would invest in Netflix.
That
But
would
like,
be
we're
good.
just, yeah, exactly. We're living in the now, brother. You
is
talk
true.
about crazy shit. So
speaking
yes.
of since the NIL era, give us your first run in the NIL game, because clearly you had stuff going on with either staying in New Mexico State, want to go to Nevada. Now I'm going to commit to Vandy. So your first crack in the NIL game.
First crack in the NIL game, I was getting paid $1,400 at New Mexico State, and I was
Per month or for the year?
per month.
Okay.
And I was pissed because Eli Stowers was getting $3,000 a month, and he played tight end, and I played quarterback.
So you're pissed because on your own team, this is the internal locker room. This
Internal
is the ins and outs
locker-
you wanna
I'm like-
learn about.
Man, fuck that. Like I need to go harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it all worked
$1,600
itself
on the
out.
table.
And then when Nevada's recruiting you, like, what are they telling you?
Am I allowed to say that?
I think, or is he not? Why wouldn't he be?
I think so. We could double check, but essentially, when you are in the transfer portal, people come to you and they're like, "We could pay you this."
Yeah.
Right.
They everything you hear on the internet.
I don't even know what's on the internet.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like when. So for example, Bryce
Houses,
Underwood. You talk about him going
cars.
to
I think it was a
Nebraska.
4-year, $10.2 million deal.
Right. You learn that stuff, but it's not so candid that you understand what everybody makes in the NFL.
Yes.
So it's more of like hearsay. It's more storytelling. So now that you're at Vanderbilt, a couple years removed from it, I'm truly curious. Like when you're a new guy in that circuit, like what those conversations are actually like, and if they're real, if some of it's fake, you feel like you get lied to. And just even understanding that you had a tight end on your team that was making more than you,
Right.
and it's like got a chip on your shoulder because that's stuff that everybody talks about, but you don't really understand until you hear it. And it's like, oh, that is a real thing.
Mhm.
So I'm truly asking, not on like a gotcha moment. I'm just like, what were these conversations like when you're on a lower level? How much of that weighs into the impact of you actually going to that school?
Because just to put things in perspective, when Will and I played in college, you talk about making $1,400. Like I think I got $1,200 a month.
Yeah, we were
Rent
$850
checks.
on a Scally check.
Yeah. $1,250.
And just a blanket statement. These are conversations that he had with people completely separate from any universities.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a great insurance policy because we're not here to get anybody.
Yeah.
I would just say like well, coming from that 1400 to like these other schools who are offering me like a car, houses and like big time money, it's like, holy shit, you know, like
It was big like
obviously-
that even with like Nevada and when you were coming out of New Mexico
yeah,
State.
yeah.
Damn.
And so like obviously this last year I didn't go in the portal or anything because I knew where I want to stay. The most important thing to me is like playing time and then obviously winning a national championship. And we got the guys to go do it, so I would never leave these guys.
So New Mexico, when you're thinking about Nevada, Vandy, is there an amount of money that you stay at New Mexico State? Like, does it come down to, obviously there's other factors.
Yeah.
Playing time,
Price.
going with your coaches, going with Coach Kill, who seems like a father figure to you.
Yeah.
I'm sure they probably get a little bit more
That
of
was
a hometown
priceless.
discount.
That was priceless of like them obviously taking me into New Mexico State. That's priceless. And then I would have stayed at New Mexico State for $100,000.
No shit.
Yeah. And then at Vandy, the quarterback they just brought in, they paid him way over $100,000 and they offered me $150,000. And I was like, but I didn't know that, you know what I mean? I'm going from $1,400
Right.
to $150,000. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
sign me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how I took it last year.
How does college football work when guys are getting paid this much? Like, do you guys have meetings with financial advisors? Do you have people come in and be like,
Yeah.
how do tax, like, do you understand
Yeah.
taxes, these brackets? Like, do you have people that are taking care of all this for you?
Yeah, I hate taxes.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy, bro?
Welcome.
Like the minute,
Welcome.
yeah.
It's awful.
Yes.
But I'm glad I live in Nashville, Tennessee too. That's a lot of things that players don't get is like the taxes here, like here, Florida, and there's like 7 states. But taxes, what else did he ask?
Just how the process works with college football and like making sure everyone's
Oh, yeah.
financially literate.
So Vanderbilt does a good job of like bringing in, ex players or alumni that are big time people who work in like the business, and they come back and tell us all about it. Like we have probably 8-9 meetings on it.
When you were younger and coming into this new money, was there ever like a shock or surprising moment of like, oh, fuck, I'm doing a little too much? Because you're just now learning about what taxes are, financial advice you're starting to get. Maybe Coach Kill's checking on you or your mom.
Right.
You're kind of, oh, okay, I wasn't seeing this the right way. I thought I'd get all this.
Yeah. I give it to my all to my mom and she handles it.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah.
I've never touched a dime of my NIL.
We're up this episode to bring you True Classic. Boys, we talk about it all the time. I'm truly a cartoon character when it comes to my outfits. If it's not True Classic, it's not for me. I put this stuff on every single day. I look in the mirror and I think, you know what? Things aren't as bad as you thought they were. They fit fantastic. They grab the chest. They grab the shoulders. They give you a little bit in the midsection too during the winter months when you have that extra layer on you. But it is summertime, boys. Is it tatted, toned, or tan? Those are the 3 things.
Tatted, tone, tight.
Tatted, tone, tight. You can do all 3 of those things, or you can just put a True Classic t-shirt on. That stuff is incredible. You can find True Classic at Costco in Nashville, June 13th, which is already passed. So now go to Costco, go check them things out. And you can also find them at Sam Clubs, Target, or online at trueclassic.com/bussin. For the kids and women, they got a line launching later this year. Look good, play good. We love True Classic. Let's get back to the episode.
When you go to Vandy, get into Nashville for the first time, you're talking to all your new teammates, your new coaches. They obviously brought in another quarterback who was making more money than you. Like, what was your, first, not like welcome to the NFL moment or like welcome to the SEC, but you feel like you're in a different league than you were in New Mexico State?
I don't know if I ever had one. Let me think. Shoot, yeah, I never really had one. I still haven't had my welcome to
So when you
SEC
get to
moment.
practice, your first practice from being in New Mexico State, go to Vanderbilt, an SEC school, the speed wasn't different to you? Nothing was different to you?
No, I thought I felt pretty good the whole time. And then especially like taking on those trips, like I was just studying the game a lot more. But I would say like maybe the workouts were like a little bit more intense, but I think our locker room our weight room was bigger at New Mexico State, so it just gets hotter quicker. And the humidity.
Yeah.
The
Humidity is
humidity's-
a gangster
yeah.
here.
That'll
It's no
get you.
joke, dude. The
That'll
humidity
get
is
you.
no joke.
Were you second, or where were you on the depth chart when you first got here?
In my mind or other people's mind?
In other people's mind. In other people's mind.
On the whiteboard, when you walk into the quarterback meeting room, what do you see your thing at?
So I knew the offensive coordinator, and he never put us like one above the other. but I knew I was gonna win the job. Other people thought like maybe the other kid was gonna win, but it was like you turn on the tape, it's night and day.
How quickly did you know? Because like this kid's getting paid more. You didn't know
Yeah.
that at the time, but you figure out he's getting paid more. You guys go to spring practice. Obviously, you're confident, but you're seeing this kid throw. Was it very quick? You realized, okay, like this kid.
It was like, oh yeah, it's beat. But then it was like, okay, I need to renegotiate my contract if I'm going to be playing over this kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
But you can't really do that in the NCAA. So
how
it's
do
like
you
hard.
balance all that mentally, like not letting your ego take over too much, like when that
Right.
stuff is coming up?
Shoot, it's like if I really want it, then I go to the league. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get paid more in the league than in college.
We have a teammate of yours, Cade. He's sitting on the back. You want to hand him a mic, Cade? When did you know it was going to be Diego was going to win the job? Was it as quick as he was realizing it?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. And as an O lineman, you get real close to your quarterback. I mean, everybody knows. And I think it was honestly during summer workouts and stuff. Just we had you're holding arms with everybody for team bonding, doing lunges across the field. And everyone, we're all a new team. We're all trying to figure out who's talking. And Diego gets out in front of everyone's everyone, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm talking right now. Like, you guys, this is what we're going to do. So then that's when it was like, all right, like, this is over before it starts, kind of.
Mhm.
But we knew. And, like, the first time I met Diego, he had blonde tips in his hair. And so I was like, this kid's either going to be insane or we're a little fucked.
Yeah.
But, it was quick as he knew it. Yeah, for sure.
What's the relationship looking like from both of your perspectives of you with this other quarterback who comes in, essentially thinks he's going to start, and then you come in, you're in team meetings where everyone's locked arms doing lunges, and you're like, this shit's not good enough, or whatever the speech is. Are you seeing kind of like a little friction, or are you pretty cool to the other quarterback?
There's like that competitive friction that you have with like everyone that you go into a new room with. But I think he was like one time, I'll tell you this story. One time I cracked a joke, and maybe it was an inappropriate joke, and he was loving it when like he was projected to start. You know what I mean? And I cracked the same joke when I was starting, and then he like texted the coaches about it and was like, hey, like Diego, that was an inappropriate joke by him. Like, he needs to say sorry. And then like I had to call him, and he's like, bro, that was not cool, this and that. And it was just like, all right.
So there's two phases to that question. One, you recycle jokes.
Yeah, if they're good.
If
and
they
two,
we recycle jokes.
No, I'm fucking around. And two, like, what?
Hey, you was trying to catch me right there.
Well, you know what my mind went to was you in Portnoy a couple years ago, because you said a joke to him.
Yeah, like,
and it hit, and then at the Super Bowl you did the same thing. He was like on your ass about recycling jokes.
It was the same day. I went
Was
over,
it the same
I
day?
went over and made a joke. I forget what it was, but about like a jacket or something.
Yeah.
And one of the boys was standing by me and they laughed. Dave also kind of heard the joke. But when the boys laughed, I'm like, all right, I'm going to take it to a bigger.
That one's going to work.
Yeah, once we have more people, this joke's solid. Yeah.
I recycle the game with the women too.
Yeah.
It works.
You recycle what?
He said, I
game with the
recycle
women.
The game with the women too. The shit works. Like when he's spitting game. Yeah. Like, and so then Dave obviously jumps on it. He's like, oh, you're recycling jokes now. And it's like, that's what.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah,
like, Dave, you haven't said the same words in the same sentence before ever again.
Yeah.
But that's basically where I got that. When you weren't starting, what was the joke?
His girlfriend made something to eat, and it was sushi, and I was like, oh, you're having sushi twice tonight, huh? And he was laughing his ass off, and then I made the joke again. I was like, hey, what are you having again? Sushi twice? And then that was the same joke.
And he was like all up in arms about that.
Yeah, he was
we probably gotta cut that. I feel like this is a college quarterback. I was like, here, first off, dude, I love how open you are, because you don't get a lot of quarterbacks.
It's a move
doing
shoe,
that.
man.
But I don't want you to sit in a team meeting at Vanderbilt and the coach be like, what are we doing?
Well, he's gone now. He's gone now.
Where's he at?
He's at Utah.
I mean, people can look this up where he's at the Utes. Like, people don't know where this guy is. That's crazy. That's fucking insane. It's starting spring camp. You're second on the depth chart, third on the depth chart.
There was like no depth chart. Like we were rotating between 3 quarterbacks though. It was
Got you.
me.
Open competition.
Yeah.
Open competition. We're all filling it out.
Deadlines.
And are
Yeah.
all of you guys transferring from other schools to Vanderbilt? Or was there
2 transfers, 1 kid that's been there.
one kid that's been there? Is
Yeah.
that kid still there?
Yeah. He's actually
Who's
really
that?
talented. He's got a strong arm.
Really?
He's good, yeah. I think if he went to like a more of a pro style, like he'd pop more. He's really good.
So why do you think, have you had that conversation with him? Like, do you
Yeah, I
have
have.
these like, well, hey man, maybe you go and do this? Like, what year is he?
Yeah. He's he has 2 more years left.
Mm-hmm.
But that Vanderbilt degree is something to him.
Yeah, that
Really
makes
smart
sense.
kid. Yeah.
For sure. Going like in the year this year, were you aware that you were going to get an extra year at first? Like, what are you hearing? You have a legendary year, Vanderbilt. You guys exceeded all expectations. You're having a hell of a run. Like, are you talking to NFL? Are you thinking NFL? Are you thinking I want to get an extra year? There could be a possibility. Like, what was that process like for you at the end of the season, looking at this year that we're in now?
Yeah, well, we beat so we're 2-2, then we beat Bama, then we beat Kentucky, and then like Kentucky game I got kind of hurt. That big motherfucker Deion Walker just sat on me, and it was like, all right, and then I'm kind of like straggling out the whole year. And so when it was brought up to me that I could possibly play another year, I was like, oh yeah, let's do it. So then it got filed and had a really good lawyer, and everything worked out.
It wasn't like where you weren't even considering the potential or maybe looking around for the next level yet?
No, I was asking like Coach Lee, like about agents and things like that, and what the scouts are saying and what they wanted to see. But it was just, I think, in my favor to get 2 years under the SEC underneath my belt, and then we win the national championship and I win the Heisman, then there's no reason why I don't get drafted first round.
Based on the feedback that you heard from the next level, like what chip on your shoulder do you have now? Like what things were you hearing?
They said I need to get maybe better as a passer, stay in the pocket, don't leave as much, and so I need to work the pocket more.
Okay.
Do you agree with that criticism, or do you think you do that really well?
I could get better at everything, but I mean, we had a lot of play calls to roll outside the pocket for they got the like Dylan Stewart off the edge is really good. James Pierce is off the edge is really good. So I think doing little things to make sure those guys get off my back, and then just letting me make plays. That I feel like that's where I'm best at, is making plays.
Yeah, improv.
Yeah,
improvisation on the field.
Yep.
When did you realize that you had that capability to take the X's and O's of a play? It's drawn up a certain way on a whiteboard, but you can extend plays and figure it all out.
Little league football. I have some pretty nice tape in Little League football.
Nasty.
Yeah, some nasty tapes. But I think that's when I figured it out, and then just having the confidence that I do, and then installing it in like the guys around me, and then you become unstoppable.
How as a guy who's pissing on a logo back in New Mexico State, and you have the stories of Diego and all the fun that you have on the field, shit talking and everything else, how do you feel like you've approached maybe this year, whether it's a little bit differently because you could be going to the professional level and you being a little bit more conscious about everything that you're doing? Do you feel like you've had a moment to where you've kind of reflected on things and thinking like, hey, the act is awesome, it's a lot of fun, but I also got to kind of put my head down and work a little bit more, because it is a bit of an uphill battle at times.
Right. Yeah. I've actually done a lot of reflecting on how I could get better. One is being in the training room more. I'm always around the facility. Like I get there, I wake up at 5 every morning, wake my bed, pray to God. And then I'm in the facility by about 6:15, and I don't leave till about 6. So I'm just doing everything I can possible to stay healthy for the season. Another thing too was like, sometimes when I say I would party, I mean that I would have a good time, laugh with my friends. I rarely drink. I'd be lying if I said I didn't drink, but I rarely drink. And so like those staying up late affected me for Sunday, which rolled over to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it was just like a trickle effect.
Yeah.
So like I feel like Sunday, once I get home after the game, I need to stretch, get in my little thing after the game on Saturday, and then be ready to go for the next week.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard too when you're doing things at Vanderbilt that haven't been done in a long time. You're essentially reviving an entire program.
And bro, you guys are carrying the goalpost down fucking Broadway.
Yeah, that was where I was gonna go with that. Like, you beat Alabama, and you take the goalpost and you march that thing all the way down to the Cumberland River. Like, what? Where were you during that?
Yeah,
are you
viral?
Rushing the field, get in the locker room, like, hey, let's speed up this speech. I got a goalpost.
Boys gotta go have a little bit of fun,
because that's a long ass way down to Broadway.
Yeah, no, it is. My brothers and my family are like really crazy, like crazy in a good way, but like. And I'll tell you guys a story how crazy they are, but like they were like, bro, hurry that shit up. Like, we gotta fucking bounce. They literally Sunday, the day after, they literally opened the bar and ended the bar, like, until it was closed. And it was just like, bro, these guys are wild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, obviously you want to join them and stuff, but you got responsibilities. So that's what makes it hard. Obviously they're only in town for like a few days and then they go back.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had some really good times this year for sure.
How was that night? Okay, you can talk about it too, but the night you guys do beat Alabama and take them down, and the city is just absolutely on fire.
We all went to Broadway.
Let's pretend we're all retired. Just pretend we're all retired.
You sure?
And, yeah, and relive the glory day.
Are we sure we want to do that?
Taking down the Crimson Tide.
Just a team that's won, 41 of those 43 national championships.
Oh.
Like,
it was a good time.
you get the 12-yard gain. The game is over.
Game's over.
All 15
I knew it was
Vanderbilt
over.
fans are on the field. They
Come
are.
on now.
Dude, hey, let's live in reality. Like, you guys are playing away games
like-
at home,
it was like
and that's
35.
changing because of you guys.
There's 35. Not
Yeah, he was at
15 is-
35.
15. That's
Like, people are juiced the fuck up.
Look at that kid. Kid's
Yeah.
getting after it right there.
They're loving it, dude.
17.
This kid 17's got the same size legs as me. Like, he's getting after it, bro. But I'm just saying, like, these fans stormed the field. You are now probably realizing, like, we've done something for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible.
We've been in spots where you win just a fucking massive game and the vibes are absolutely psychotic.
Psychotic.
I really didn't. It didn't hit me until like a week after, like maybe after we beat Kentucky or something. Like, it really didn't hit me until then. But that night was jumping for sure. I mean, we went to Barstool. The whole top was rented out for us. We stood up so late that night, and then they thought we were gonna lose to Kentucky. Beat them the next week too, but that's when I got hurt. But I feel like God kind of gave me a signal right there. It was like, hey, you can't just go out and party when you have a big wins. Like, I'm gonna give you more big wins. Just, you can't party like that.
Yeah.
And so that's like for this year. You know what I mean? That's why he gave me another year.
Yeah.
So it's get it right this time.
How was the experience from your vantage point?
Because, offensive linemen, they're like,
Yeah.
we're getting the fuck.
Yeah.
We're getting after this. Bud
Yeah.
Lights.
Yeah.
It was good. I don't even know if he knows this, but I lasted an hour and a half at the bar. Like, it was a quick night for me, and that doesn't happen very often. And so I was getting after it pretty hard. But not like the field rush stuff. Like, he was probably the calmest in the huddle, which is surprising. Once he got that first down, there was some antics on the field everybody knows about, but we were kind of all the huddle.
You talking about when nobody did the shove or kicked the ball or hit the ball?
We had the ball kick,
The safety, yeah?
Yeah.
the push in the face, and I had only played that drive. Like, I sat for 3.5 hours the whole game, and then got in on the 4-minute drive to get the first downs and win the game against the number 1 ranked team. And I was like, oh shit, like, my knees hurt already getting in a stance.
Yeah.
And so all the antics, whatever, he gets the first down, face pushed in the ground. I kind of ran after it a little bit, but like, we got back in the huddle. He's like, all right. Like, we got to get this snap. Because it's victory. And he was the most calm one. And then the field rush went to the locker room, and everyone's like in the locker room, like, all right, let's get out of here. Like, we got some stuff to handle.
Yeah.
Dude, talk to me about the emotion of a field rush. Like, as a player, I only got to experience that, I think, one time, and that's when we beat Ohio State.
Mhm.
And it is like the most electric feeling in the entire world. When all the fans are on the field, they're jumping, they're grabbing you, they're pulling you.
Yeah.
You essentially feel like the biggest star in the world for a moment. Like, what was that like for you guys?
it was nuts. I had all my boys there too. I wasn't trying to lose that football right there.
That
was the one?
people were trying to get it too.
That was
People
the
trying
one.
to snipe that thing.
And then NIL now, like my jersey sold for like 40,000.
That jersey?
Yeah.
Why didn't you keep the jersey?
Huh? I should have.
You know the guy that has it though, right?
Yeah. It's one of those guys that I know, and he's a good people dude.
He's a good guy. Good enough guy to give it back to you?
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. A check for $41,000. Good people, man.
What was for you your best freestyle, most memorable style play for yourself, where you kind of went off the whiteboard and made something happen the coaches weren't expecting it?
At New Mexico State, we're playing against UTEP, and it's like 2-minute drill, and I call my own play and I do all verts, and I'm thinking I'm about to hit this seam up to Eli, but like the safety closes it, so I spin out. I'm rolling left, full speed. This kid our boy. So if we're going that way, he comes back and then goes back, and I do like a 40-yard dime on the money over the shoulder, and he just gets cracked.
Let's fucking go, dude. What Cade, for you, what's this man like in the huddle? Any moments that stand out?
Yeah. So my first play of the Alabama game, it like stands out to me of all of them. We're on the goal line and we're running one of our goal line run schemes, and it's a 2-play scheme. So we're either running one play or the other, and we hear it because of the cadence. We know which play we're running. And it was my first play of the game, and he's tired as hell from the drive before. And so he's like, ready, break. And I was like, all right. So I kind of just followed the guy I knew I needed to follow. And I think I just down blocked because I didn't know the play. But that's normally like how he is normally really calm, normally really collected. Like, all right, guys, like, got to get the first here, whatever. This quarterback stuff, they got to command the huddle. Mm-hmm. But that play stands out to me just because he's spitting everywhere, and I had no idea what the play was.
Got to get the shit out, make some checks when we get to the line.
Do you have moments that stand out in the huddle?
We have a funny guy who like talks shit. His name's Chase Mitchell, but he stutters a lot. So he's like, that boy can't fuck with me. Shit, shut the fuck up, bro. But like, so that I just be laughing, and then like but nah, I'm usually like pure business, trying to get the guys in and out so I can like make checks. Like it's game time. This shit ready to go.
Right.
Yeah.
How much after the year was the portal blowing up for you on potential teams wanting you to come be the quarterback for them at a different school?
A lot. It was less
nuts.
like it was less reaching out to me. It was like more reaching out to like my brothers and my family and stuff.
Was there a dollar amount that you heard that was like, holy shit?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to share, but like anywhere from like 4 to 4.5
to leave and go somewhere else.
To leave.
What conference?
SEC.
Checks out.
Ooh, in conference.
In conference.
Any Big Ten teams trying to get you?
You want to play with the best. You don't want to play with the Big Ten.
Some cats, man.
You ignore those calls.
The last 2 national titles.
I know.
Your era.
You ignore those calls. You know that.
The whole time.
You ain't ignoring these calls.
But you got to think about this, too. The SEC is like nothing. Like, okay. The Big Ten, you have like Ohio State, Oregon.
It's Michigan.
Penn State. Penn State.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arguably after this year, Nebraska. I got you, kid.
Yeah, we will see. I'll finish that sentence.
Yeah,
but like
we just got to beat Iowa.
Like the SEC, you got all dogs. So like you really only have 4 games a year. Like the SEC, it's like week after week after. Like you're gonna get beat on. Like the Big Ten, you ain't gonna get beat on with like the Purdue, Nebraska. You can not all you want.
Like that's a bullshit comment. Like a week after week.
Facts.
Like that's real though.
Listen, I'm here to have a clean podcast.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not here to talk too much shit to start it off. I don't want to shit on any SEC teams, but
You guys would have your hands full of Illinois.
Oh yeah, Illinois is a good team.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good ball club. What about USC?
Yeah, they are, buddy.
USC.
Yeah.
USC's a tough team.
I haven't.
Washington.
Iowa.
You got to score 7 points to beat Iowa.
It's going to be a tough 7-2.
It's gonna be hard to score 7 points.
Tough 7-2 score.
That is true.
Like
they got a really good defense.
you guys resurrected a program. Iowa resurrected an extinct cornerback. Like that is, you want to talk about who can achieve more.
I mean,
there's a cornerback in the NFL that's white right now.
I know
because of Iowa.
I know.
A couple of them.
Don't forget about Riley Moss now.
Cooper DeJean is good.
Yeah.
You know shit.
But I'm saying like you have to like the trenches too. In the SEC
Buddy, the
are
Big
just
Ten
different.
Big Ten is the trenches.
No,
Big Ten football.
let's think about this.
You want to talk about
The best
smash
pass
mouth
rushers
football?
are from the SEC, except like Abdul Carter. Like you'll find one, like you'll have one or two.
Yeah, the third overall pick this year.
Yeah, but like you got, if the kid from South Carolina could have left, he would have been a first round pick.
The freshman?
Dylan
Yeah.
Stewart? Yeah. He's a menace.
We saw him at
He's a stud.
at media days, the Super Bowl, and he looked the part.
Yeah.
He looked the part. Who was in your mind the best defense you played against all year?
The best defense, Texas.
Tejas.
Yeah.
I was at that game. Just bummed you guys couldn't make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That kid, Michael Taff, he's good. He's like an elite ball. You know those white kids who are going to be the right play, right time? It's that fucking kid.
Grinders.
Right there.
Always going to be in the right
Yes.
spot. Great technique. Yeah.
He'll be perfect, perfect sound, perfect.
I will say this. I thought, man, that ASU Texas game in the playoffs, I thought ASU should have won that game.
I know, man.
They should have won that game.
I don't like how people shit on Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers is
I don't like
good.
that either.
Quinn Ewers is a solid quarterback.
I
like
don't think
Quinn.
anybody was saying that. I don't think we were shitting on Quinn Ewers.
No. I'm just saying like.
I think he's just bringing this out of his own bag.
Yeah.
Like he's thought about this for a minute and he's like, I got to make sure I say this.
Yeah.
No. Like he went 7th round. Like he should have. You got to think about Texas before Quinn. You know what I mean? Like they were winning too many games. Then Quinn goes, and now they're in the, like possibly the championship if he doesn't get strip sacked.
Right.
Against a Big Ten football team.
Here he goes.
I'm just, dude. I mean,
that's a fact.
That is a fact. Against a D end who was drafted in the 3rd round.
He's good. There's a lot of good players in the Big Ten
Yeah.
too.
I don't know why we.
But there's more in the SEC.
There's some good ball players in the SEC. There's no doubt about it. What the main thing is now that everybody can get paid, we definitely equalized.
There's a lot more parity in the game now.
Yes, absolutely.
It's 2-2, so it's equal right now.
I guess we'll find out this year.
That's right.
Vanderbilt, 2026, right? I guess it would be 2026 national champs
In Miami.
What are your obviously there's a lot of discussion around the college football playoff and the format. Like what would be your critiques for the college football playoff? You want to see it go to 16?
I think that the SEC and the Big Ten should obviously get the 4 bids regardless, and then they could do whatever they want from there.
And you like do you like how they structured it as like, if you win your conference, you don't automatically get a bye. They're kind of seeding it true now.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that needs to change is right after conference championships, you go right into the next
Not
week is
have
the first round.
Yeah, not having
We
a
don't
big
need this
lapse,
3
big
weeks
break.
or whatever it is. Like, let's have all of December and let's knock this shit out.
Is this their schedule right here? Sure.
Yes, that's ours.
How do you feel about your guys' schedule this year? You got
great.
South Carolina, Alabama,
I mean,
at South Carolina, at Alabama.
September
versus
6th,
LSU.
you're at Virginia
We
Tech.
got Charleston Southern, we got Virginia Tech, South Carolina, Georgia State, Utah State. Every game, any given Sunday, any given Saturday, really.
I mean, what happened with Georgia State? How you guys put on a season like that last year and you have the lapses that you guys did?
Man, shit happens. They came out and they punched us first, and then we had the lead like 17 seconds left to go and threw a bomb. Touchdown. Like a 60-yard bomb.
Mm.
And we were up by like 3.
That's tough.
Do you have? Yeah. I won't even ask
When you
that.
look at the
wanna say-
schedule, like you said, every single week you're going at it, blah, blah, blah. You got to play at Alabama, at Tennessee, at Texas,
At South Carolina.
at South Carolina, Sandstorm plan. That place gets rowdy. Sleeper
that.
place to play. Sleeper place. How many of these games do you think are coming out? 12 games.
Man, tell you,
He's
know
saying
my answer.
that's. I was thinking about asking, but since he said national championship earlier, I'm like, he's gonna say
He's
all
at 12 and 0.
Yeah.
Who do you think is, which one of these games is like circled? Do you like, this is, I gotta make sure?
I don't want to give the opponent no feel. What do they see this?
I think at this point we've already gotten past that. I think
every school knows they need to have their cameras on at all times.
Yeah.
If Diego is in town the day before a game.
Game 3.
Game 3. Oh.
I know. Dude, do we say it? I don't even know.
Yeah, we can say so. I mean, people can go look, South Carolina. Like, this is a podcast. It'll be out to the world.
They'll be tough this year, man.
Yeah.
They got a squad.
I mean, after what you did to Alabama, too, like, you better keep your head on a swivel down in Tuscaloosa. I don't know if like, there's a chance you might not make it to the game. The fans go crazy out there.
LOL. I got my brothers with me. We're good.
Do you feel like you guys have more respect in college football right now? Like, do you feel like there's a little bit more pressure that's kind of come with this year?
Nah, like, it's just as long as we get better in our like detail, we'll be fine. Like, we're really just worried about us right now. Like, we don't really care about what other people say or anything like that. Like, everyone's just focused internally.
Yeah. People could be saying Diego, one hit wonder, one good year, might be all he has.
Right.
We're gonna put him in his place this year.
There's enough film on him. We see what he does. We know what his tendencies
we know how
are.
to shut him down.
Right. Gets a little loose with the ball and he rolls out to the left.
Yeah. He's probably going to try to stay in the pocket a little bit more this year because he's been here in the fluff at the next level.
Scouts say you have to sit in the pocket. Don't worry, we'll condense the pocket.
Perfect.
We'll contain rush him.
This
Run
guy
games at the
came
middle.
from JUCO and New Mexico State.
Right. Boys, the kid's from New Mexico. Well, you can count on your hand how many guys have come out of there.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying in team meeting rooms right now. They got you circled, and it's a picture with frosted tips too. It's not this. It's not this Diego.
Yeah. How many teams? How many teams are in the SEC?
16, I believe.
And right now, it looks like your guys' power rankings in the SEC. You're predicted at 13th.
It's probably by some fat guy who sits on a computer all day.
Damn, Josh Pate is in good shape.
Josh Pate he's got the shoulders and the chest on him. So,
what do you think about when you see stuff like that? Like, I know it's just noise, but when you're at home and you're kind of going through some of this shit.
I really don't. I've never seen this site before. What is this? 247? No, it's 247. We used to have our guy Barton Simmons used to work for 247, but like I don't mistake him for it because like real players fuck up too. So
okay,
they'll just find out after.
Dude, talk to me about the C on your chest.
The C?
The C, captain.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Going from New Mexico State, you transfer over to Vanderbilt. You're earning these guys' trust. What was that process like for you?
It was actually really dope. Like, taking out the O lineman to eat and stuff is really cool. And then like just knowing the guys, like everyone comes out from like a unique background, and you find out like things about these guys. Like, some of them. Well, now, like a lot of us, not us, like, I don't have a kid, but a lot of them have kids and stuff, and you got to meet their kids and bring them around, and this like it's just really cool to like earn their trust.
Where are we taking him? Could he do
where
better?
we go?
Could he do better on how he treats you guys?
Have you heard of Cinco de Mayo?
Yes, dude.
We went to Cinco de Mayo. We went to Cinco de Mayo twice. And then we were supposed to go to Eddie V's this past weekend, but not a lot of the guys could go. So
you haven't gotten these boys a little room at Kane Prime or up at Bourbon Steak? I'm trying to work for you right now, Kane.
Man, I told you other schools were offering me $4 million, not Vandy.
You said what?
Other schools were offering me $4 million, not Vandy.
Dude, hey, legit. So, were you ever flirting with the idea of leaving Vanderbilt?
No, I never flirted with it.
Maybe for a moment.
One moment. You saw the number and you're like,
I mean, the numbers are great. Like the numbers are great, but like winning is more important to me than anything. And we got the squad to go do it.
When you're breaking it down with your agent or whoever your representation is, or you're talking with the coaches, how uncomfortable does it get at times? Like you might hear the rumors of 4 million, and it's like we're all in the game of business a little bit more now, and it's like you want to leverage the number. How much should I try and leverage the number and get to a spot that I feel comfortable? I don't want to piss anybody off. Like, how's that going for you mentally when you are in that process of potentially, them feeling like you could potentially leave?
Right. It was difficult for sure because like you got Coach Kill and Coach Beck like relying on you to come back, and then but it's like all a money game, and then like you got other schools offering you $4 million and they don't want to pay you $4 million, but you're like, all right, but like you took a chance on me, so like I understand that. And then freak, I was gonna say something too, like they told me the things that I wanted to hear of how they're going to build the offense, you know, what receivers we're going to go get. And they were telling me like, we could pay you that, but we are not going to have enough money to go get these guys to go throw the ball around.
Yeah.
And it just made sense to me. Like, man, I value winning over anything else. So it was like perfect.
How well did they do going and getting some of these pieces that they were talking to you about?
Really good.
Yeah.
Like it's like playing with a new toy every day. Like you just throw the ball as far as you can. You have some fast little black kid just fucking catch it.
The Washington Post is going to salivate over this.
Salivate, dude. Yep. Washington Post, New York Times are like, got him again.
Yeah.
Dude, Jerry Kill, you talked about him being like a father figure to you. What about Jerry Kill was like, did it help you guys connect so much? And do you have like a Jerry Kill story that you're like, this dude's the fucking man? Because Kate was telling me, he offered me. He was at Nevada when I was in high school.
No, that was Coach K.
Coach K. Yeah. Okay. Coach
This
K.
guy's a nut job. Like he's just one of us, just the older version. You know what I mean? He don't care what anyone thinks about him. He don't care about anything. I would say New Mexico State when he was the head coach, like he had all the power in the world. Like I remember this story exactly. We were in like a team meeting. And after that, it was like the first day of fall camp. We're getting done team meeting. We go out there and, you know, we get done practicing. This kid has a full body cramp. And he's like, where's the fucking trainer at? And the trainer didn't have IVs. They couldn't give IVs for some reason at New Mexico State. He fired the trainer, the equipment staff, and like one of the board of directors at New Mexico State that day. And then like he was like having to he hired basically the coaches to like serve out equipment, hired people just to like give out water and stuff. So he fired someone like on the spot that day, first day.
Because the guy was catching a full body cramp and there was nowhere to save him?
And there was no one to give him an IV.
Man, at least have some pickle juice on you or something, you know?
Buddy, just anytime I hear body cramp, I just think of this story of there's a guy in the locker room who just as a joke kept a box of condoms in the locker. And somebody was like, hey, why do you keep a box of condoms in the locker? And he just looked over at him. He goes, you never know when somebody's going to catch a full body cramp and be spazzing on the locker room floor. I'm like, what the fuck? Just another glimpse inside of the locker room, folks.
That is a wild story. Yeah. Wild. The full body cramps are just awful.
When you reflect on just your entire journey, like again, underdog story, JUCO route, no offers, small schools, go to Vanderbilt, all of this stuff. You were talking about wrestling earlier, but overall, like a general thought, when you pull yourself out, what do you feel like separates you mentally? In the details, when you look back, whether it's playing through injuries or examples you see from other guys, like what things do you feel like have separated you mentally to get in the spot that you're in now?
When I turn on the tape and I want people to know that I'm the best person to ever touch like the blade of grass. Like I'm going to be the best no matter what. When you turn on the tape, it's like, okay, this kid right here is the best player on the football team right here, both sides of the ball. And so that's what I want, is just not even be like compared. I want to be go down as like one of the greats. Like I feel like I have that Mamba mentality of 3 workouts a day or else you like cheated yourself.
When you look back and think of times where it was extremely hard and you possibly thought of never quitting, but where you doubted yourself and everything else, like is there a moment or a phase of life that kind of stands out that you fought through that you look back on, you're like, I'm fucking happy I pushed through that moment?
Yeah, JUCO was hard for sure. JUCO COVID, there's only 2 people allowed in a dorm, probably this big, maybe even smaller if you cut this down. And it's you and your guy, and it's just the struggle. Like you weren't able to leave, no one could see you, and And those times were tough. You're waking up at 5 a.m. But then, like, you think about it, like you're with your brothers through the grind, so it's like cool.
Who are you leaning on in like those times? Like, are you somebody who, like, you know, you're scrolling and consuming videos, or you're reading something? Is it your mom? Is it your staff when you're kind of having those moments of, hey, I need to feel like I needed some inspiration or motivation?
Honest truth, my ex-girlfriend was like, shit, she don't want me? Bet. I'm gonna go harder. And it was just like I'm super serious, like in JUCO, and still like to this day, like my boys would tell you, like, it was like once I got into that bar, it was beef, you know. Obviously not with my girlfriend, but like it was like, fuck, like, shit, she don't want you, like, take that shit personal. But that's one of the reasons why I go so hard too.
I feel like a mentality of the athlete is taking whatever happens in your life that didn't necessarily go your way, big ways or little ways, but it's like, all right, add that to the tank. Add that to the bank. That's true.
That's how I look at it too.
I feel like he's got the most wrestling brain I've ever seen.
As a football player?
Yeah, a football player.
Well, she don't want me? Put a 45 on. Yeah. She said, what? Add another 45.
We were laughing about, you know, how those, like, you know, how wrestlers just get down and just go hard. They got their house parties where they're in their shirts off. They got the bandanas on. They might, you know, there's a few guys got their girlfriends in there and they're just, you know, make a beer pong shot and they just fucking shit. Just overly aggressive for no reason.
She's got her neck's all fucked up after
everything they do. They go hard.
Yeah, dapping up your boys and you start getting in an over under. All of a sudden your hips are back. It's good to see you, man.
Just before they take that takes place. Still got it. I see. How do you think you'd fare in wrestling right now?
The weight I'm at, probably not, but I would like go down like 174s. I think I'd do pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think you'd have been a good wrestler in college?
Yeah, but I didn't.
Because you were a state champ, right?
Yeah, I was a state champ my senior year.
Okay.
Yeah. But I didn't love it.
Yeah, he knows New Mexico.
What's up with these shots?
Dude, I like you.
Arizona's like right next to New Mexico.
Yeah, but it's, well, I mean, the population's like more than double. And we also have like a better sports state. Baseball, football. That's just fact. I mean, New Mexico, I think.
We might be better at baseball.
I don't know, bro. Like Arizona cats play ball out there. I'd say year round. I mean, just like New Mexico, but like cats come out of there. Even hockey now. We got hockey players.
What about wrestling? I think we might be better at wrestling.
I think you might have wrestling.
Wrestling, baseball, soccer.
I'm not very. I could see soccer. I'm not up to date on like wrestling. Like my wrestling education comes through Will Compton.
Okay.
Like that, I see that he talks about Cody. And I've wrestled Will 3 times. I've lost every time.
We'll be in there watching March Madness. We'll be in there watching March Madness, and I'll have the wrestling.
We'll be in there. Like, this has been for years.
Yeah.
Time this year.
Who's your favorite wrestler right now?
Let me go pee real quick. I gotta.
Oh man. I mean, honestly, I just root for the boys from Nebraska.
Okay.
Like, I knew a lot more about it when my brother was doing it. Like, when we were in college together, like, Jordan Burroughs was from Nebraska. And he was like, when Cody came in as a freshman, they were the same weight. So they were both wrestling partners and everything else. Like, James Green came a little bit after Cody. So that generation of wrestling is when I knew it the most. I don't know it as well anymore. I just enjoy every year when the conference championships come on. You know, when the national championships are going on, the NCAAs. My dad took me to one, me and my brother to one back when we were young, when it was in St. Louis, and we got to see Brock Lesnar's senior year. And you're seeing him do his little his jumps back and forth before he goes out and beats the boy from he was at Minnesota, the dude from Iowa. He beats him 4-2 in the finals, and the place just erupts.
Did you see Gable Stevenson lost this
year? Yes,
year?
bro.
Oh,
insane.
Bro. That's sick.
Insane. But like, you know, and it's like the head coaches of these teams now. You got like Kale Sanderson, of course. Mark Manning, I've always been a massive fan of. I'm tied in with him. And you see like David Taylor getting in the circuit. And just seeing guys from, again, like that generation kind of, whether they're on the staff now. But as far as individuals, I don't know as much about them anymore.
Right.
I more just support, like, I support the university. Like Nebraska had a hell of a year this year. Even though it was at Penn State's like miles ahead of everybody.
Yeah,
so everybody always kind of competes for that second spot, whether it's Iowa, Oklahoma State. So I just enjoy watching wrestling.
No, that's super dope.
Yeah. Because you got a couple. You were just talking about one of your boys. That's
Real Woods. He's about to go to Final X. He wins this tournament,
and that's this weekend. If
That's
everybody
this
listening,
weekend.
we're recording on Thursday the 12th. So when this comes out, it'll be on Tuesday. So the match will have already happened. But your boys, he's going to compete this weekend.
Real Woods.
Yeah, at Final X
In New Jersey.
And if he wins, he's going to be on the Olympic
He's
team.
an Olympic team, yeah.
That's sick, man.
So, rooting for him. I hope he wins. He's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
I was telling him how I don't really, as far as like individuals now, I'm not as privy to everybody who wrestles now. I more just like follow a lot of guys back from the generation that I was kind of just around, how they're coaches now. And I more so just support the Huskers. And you're always knowing about Penn State and who the good teams are.
What about UFC? Favorite UFC fighter?
I mean, our boy, we're
Chandler.
biased with our boy Mike Chandler.
Yeah.
Missed the old Conor McGregor. We just watched Sean O'Malley and Marab over the weekend, and
Oh,
Marab is a psychopath.
Yeah. He's going to be a cat that's a champion for a long, long time.
Man, who else do you have?
Who was the cat that fought
You got the
this
GOAT,
weekend?
John
Was it
Jones.
Kevin
I know,
Holland?
but John Jones is so up in the air.
Bro,
like,
why?
is he gonna come back?
He
and
takes
fight?
like 2-3 years off every
Yeah.
every time he fights. Like he
Isn't
is
that
that goat.
crazy though? Like,
Bro, he is. I mean, it's been said by Dana. It's been said by everyone. Like he's the goat. He's the goat of UFC. Like
I'm
no
sick
doubt.
that DC Daniel Cormier never got his like a legit rematch shot against him.
Yeah,
Daniel Cormier was gonna beat John.
maybe
don't
not.
fucking
Maybe
know,
not.
bro.
But you would like to see like a little bow tie put on that. Have it all be done. But who is
The PED thing came out when they
John
were
would
about to go-
strangle him.
Come on, man!
I mean,
Don't
John- no,
disrespect DC like
John
that.
is him. John is
was
him,
good,
dude.
but John's
John's the goat.
John.
Yeah, John Jones is awesome, but you just never know when he's going to get in the octagon again.
I remember when COVID was happening in New Mexico, and I went back to Albuquerque, and there was like riots going downtown, people breaking glass doors, getting into jewelry stores. John Jones went downtown, whooped a few fuckers' ass, and put an end to all that shit.
No
It was
shit.
crazy.
I mean, that's insane.
It was crazy.
Who's your outside of John Jones? Who's your favorite fighter?
Oh, I like Amanda Nunes. I know she's coming
She's
back.
coming
to
back.
fight.
she's
Yeah,
coming
she said
back
she's coming
now.
back.
Yeah. Dude,
She's fighting that girl that's built.
She's fucking dominant.
Is it Kayla Harrison?
I think so. That sounds about right. But she put on a performance
Yeah.
this past
Yeah.
weekend. Like she was very impressive. It'll be interesting to see Amanda Nunes taking that much time off. Essentially gets inducted to the Hall of Fame last International Fight Week.
Yeah.
And then says, "Oh, I'm going to come back for one more." But that Kayla, if that is her name, I don't want to fuck it up. Her quote of being like, "I got the belt, you got the legacy. Let's put it all on the table."
Yeah.
Damn.
That's a
Juicy.
bar.
Yeah.
That's a
That
bar
was
where you're like, I mean, you've been to UFC. I saw you at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Like it's electric, dude.
It's
It just
lit.
being a part of it, being around it is awesome.
Well, how does it feel for you guys? You guys are like with like Trump and stuff. Like they sat us to the like where all the fighters were.
Mhm.
You guys were like Trump and
It feels
all those guys.
insane. Like Taylor and I'll be sitting there and we just look over like, what the fuck is
There's
going
definitely a
on,
level
bro?
of imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Like we
Yeah.
shouldn't be sitting with these guys.
Yeah.
It really just goes down to like the relationship with Dana, and
yeah.
you get around these people. You don't act like an asshole. Like you just try to be as respectful as possible. But like the people you get to sit next to in these fights and essentially network and talk to and be around, like you're seeing extremely powerful people come under one roof.
Yeah. And you're
just
just like enjoying the moment of being that close to the fucking octagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the you know, you hear the punches, you feel the punches, you just feel the entire environment when the lights go off and it's just a spotlight on the octagon. You hear the walking, you feel them walking around the cage. It's like you feel the breathing, you see the corners going on when they get with their cornermen.
Yes.
It's sick, man.
Fuck, that's intense.
I'll tell you what a really cool situation to be in is the fights at the Apex. Because the Apex are these up and coming fighters that are right next to the UFC facility, but it's like quiet. You can hear the punches landing. You can actually hear people talking. When the fights are between rounds, you can put a headset on and listen to what the coaches are saying
Like
to
the
the fighter.
corners?
Yeah,
Oh,
what the
shoot.
corners are talking about. Like it's a very cool, intimate setting. It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like we're all fans of Joe Rogan, the podcaster, but Joe Rogan, the UFC commentator, going out there to interview
Oh,
people.
he's lit.
You've seen the referees that you recognize because they're at every fight. Bruce Buffer
Yeah.
doing his announcements and intros. It is insane being that close to it.
And the more
No,
you're
that is
around
dope.
it too, like the more like people are recognizing you, like the Bruce Buffers,
Yeah.
the Rogans, those types of things. So it's like, yeah, we're all kind of like in one way or another part of this little community now, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. And you'll like watch Bruce Buffer. I'll be watching before fights and kind of just like looking over and seeing like what he does, and you just see how he's getting like hyped up and in his element
stretching
himself. Has got like his little note cards that you'll see him like refer to and look at, but you just see him locking in like he's about to actually fight.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's
it's
super
cool,
dope.
man.
It
That's
is
super
awesome, dude. Just to be a part of all that. I mean, this last fight, we were in St. Louis at doing Anheuser-Busch, Form Energy.
Cardinal game.
Yeah, the Cardinal game. And then we get on a plane.
Oh, I saw.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a second. We get on Dana's plane with him and fly to Newark. And it's just like you're sitting on this plane with his a group of people, our group of people, and it's just like this is fucking awesome.
Is that the life?
It's
Bro,
the dream.
There's Dana is one of those cats too, where I mean, there's not a bad thing you can say about him. If you actually know Dana personally,
That's what I've heard.
you
Everyone
would
says
never
that.
say one bad thing about him. How
Yeah.
giving he is. Like he'll walk into a room. I say this all the time, but if whoever he knows the most, he'll talk to the last. Like he walked in this room right now, he'd go up to everybody first before sitting down talking to me, Will, and even
Yeah.
Jack. Like Jack's been around him over a dozen times now, and it's like he makes you feel like you are all great friends.
Yeah.
And you'll have these moments will be going on and say like you're on the plane or whatever it is, or in any of these rooms, and you just might look over and you make eye contact with Jack or something, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. All because we decided to start a podcast.
Yeah.
Like in the back of some bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It always gives you a reason to have gratitude and just
Yeah.
reflect at how awesome this shit is. It's awesome, man. It is
Freaking
cool.
Dana.
Throughout
Good things happen to good
throughout the
people.
convo, boys, anything pop up that you want to go back to with Diego?
One thing I wanted to ask is y'all have some new tools, some new weapons this year. Who's somebody that's unknown right now that you think's going to make a big name for themselves?
Good question, sure.
We got this new running back from New Mexico State, MK, wears number 22. He's like that. You guys will see it Saturday.
So MK, you played with that New Mexico State.
I played with him when he was a
on the squad
freshman.
last year.
He was a freshman. And then his real name's Kylan Young, but he's a freshman at New Mexico State. And everyone knew like that kid he's different.
Yeah.
And then he got his chance. He had his kid, and then so he took a year off last year, and then he came this year and he
Took a
he
year
looks
off and
legit.
didn't play last year?
Yeah, he didn't play last year.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
To have a kid. Jack, I see you.
I got a mic. I'm a Tennessee fan. I'm not gonna take it there. You seem like a good dude. I'm gonna give you something. I have something in my car, so I'm gonna hop on the bus and grab it. And it literally, you might be like, "What the fuck is this?" And it's not like a gag gift. I'm gonna go grab it. So pause, but it's actually, I think it's kind of cool. Like it's actually. So just give me a second.
All right.
I'm Jack, by the way. What's up, Jack?
While Jack's grabbing his non-gag gift that everyone is gonna think is kind of cool. You got one?
I kind of want to ask, since Jack's off the bus.
Yeah.
You guys feel like we want Vandy to be the state squad? Yeah, but you're an intern. You can't,
Yeah.
Don't speak unless spoken
You
to.
want
man.
Vanderbilt to run Tennessee.
Vanderbilt's gonna run Tennessee after this year. Like this is gonna be the new staple of like college football is gonna happen here at Vanderbilt.
Do any of you and the boys ever like talk about that? Like, we got to be the fucking state school.
Well,
we're in Nashville,
this is what-
Tennessee. Like,
this is
we're
what-
in the Music City. Like, we need to be the brand of Tennessee.
Everyone wants to come to Tennessee because of Nashville. So they want to come to Nashville, so Vanderbilt. And then when we have like the most money in NIL, like why not come here? So like we literally just have to win this year and throughout the rest of the year. It'll take care of itself.
You think Vandy will have the most money in the game?
I think we'll be up there.
Yeah.
But like it's Nashville.
Yeah, there's a lot of big hitters around here.
Yeah.
They just need a team to believe in.
Yeah, that's all they need.
They need Diego Pavia. Yeah.
Jack is coming
What's
back
up,
on.
Jack?
Hey, what was up with your pitch?
Yeah, how about that, huh?
Was that even a pitch?
No, I mean it counts 1-0, right?
Yeah.
Counts 1-0.
I think you might have.
I've been out every single day. You after this podcast, you and I are gonna go toss the ball around a little bit.
I don't know. I might get like concussed or something.
What do
That
you mean?
ball's flying all over.
Flying all over, but you got a glove and you're an athlete.
I know.
You
but
want to
if
talk about New
if
Mexico and
hits-
baseball?
If it hits like the roof and then falls down,
hits him on the head, concussed.
If it hits you on the head and you get concussed after that, then you're not who you thought you were.
Okay, that's fair to say.
But I'll tell you, hey, get some legal advice because you can probably Well, don't do that because then it's on Bussin.
Yeah, nah, I'm not doing that.
All right,
All right.
so I was at a camp out and we were using newspaper to start fires, and all of a sudden I see this paper. I wish it had been a Tennessee player because I think this would be something that's super cool to get framed. I was gonna give it to my friend's dad, who's a Vandy fan, but since you are the person in this, I think it's cool. You literally can throw it away, but I thought it was kind of dope where it's like Pavia powers through all and like just burnt up.
That is
so,
fucking hard.
So if you keep that,
That is sick.
So look,
That is-
just
that is-
I think
remember,
it's
Tennessee
better.
fans
I think it's
aren't
better
assholes.
coming from a Tennessee
Yeah,
fan.
man. So look, we're still gonna have the rivalry, but I hope the best for you and hope you have a successful career. So, tight
I
shit.
appreciate that. Now, thank you, brother.
Shit.
100.
Show that camera.
That's big. That's big of you. Right here.
Which camera,
Here,
Mitch?
show- Diego, show this camera right here.
That, I guess.
That is badass.
Mm.
Come on.
It's bigger than the game.
Bigger than the game.
100.
Anchor up. Bud Light question?
Yeah.
Diego, as you know, Bud Light is absolutely incredible. And anyone would do anything for a Bud Light. But what's one thing Diego Pavia would do anything for? Can't say family.
I'd bite an ear off to win the national championship.
Okay.
All right. Hell yeah.
You would Mike Tyson somebody. Does it matter the ear?
No.
Anybody's ear. You'd bite my ear
Anybody.
off.
Yep.
Would you let somebody bite your ear off for a national
Yes.
title?
Would you let somebody cut your piece off for a national title?
Yes.
Just,
You
a,
really
Ken, just a
would.
Ken doll.
There's surgery now that you can work with.
Yeah.
That natty's gonna be mine though.
I mean, that's how you end
I
it.
love
That's how
it.
you-
Yeah,
that's how you
he
end the
came
podcast.
into this. He came into this question.
He understood
ready to-
99% of this podcast.
He understood.
Yeah.
He understood. And we expect Josh Pate to be talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Josh Pate?
Oh,
come
my
on,
God, dude.
Diego.
What are you doing?
Almost the brightest mind in college football.
Actually?
Yeah, he's the future commissioner of college football.
Oh shit.
He's got Josh Pate. He's got a show.
Oh, I've
Very
seen this
popular.
guy. I didn't know his name was Josh Pate.
Very put together, ripped.
Well spoken.
Definitely wears True Classic.
He loves
Bright mind.
Diego.
He loves you.
He gave us the ranking on 247 at 13.
Nah, that was a joke. I was just throwing that out there. He didn't actually write that one. I don't know where he has.
That's
your
some
rank.
Wikipedia shit right there.
Well, 24/7 did write that article. He doesn't work for 24/7.
Oh, okay.
He's got his own lane. He's got his own thing going.
Hey, my bad, Josh Pate.
Let's give a round of applause for Diego Pavia.
Hey, I have one more question.
Okay.
Throughout this last year, the run that you did have, what was like, being a fan of the sport growing up and everything else, what was like the coolest thing you got to do? Whether it was going somebody's show or something like, man, this is sick.
The best thing is hanging out with Theo Vaughn. That guy's a fucking nut job. He's hilarious.
Where'd you get to hang with him at?
So after the Bama game,
That night?
No, not that night. But
Okay.
like a week after or something, we went and I took a few of the boys and we went and just got some ice cream. And that guy's
Yeah, it's fun. I don't know.
Great
I
trip,
love
great
ice cream.
night, yeah.
I love ice cream.
Me too.
Big ice cream fans on the block.
Yeah.
Chocolate fudge brownie guy. But anyway, like I was like, bro, he was like the coolest person. Like he was my best friend for like 40 years. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so, but that's really cool that I get to hang out with that guy.
Yeah, he's a monster, bro.
Yeah.
Did you go to one of his shows or something, or you just saw him out and about?
No, I haven't got the chance to, yet. But like I get to see his show every day. Like every time I hang out with him, it's like fucking holy shit. This guy is naturally funny. Like he belongs to do comedy.
Yeah, dude, he's hilarious,
He's
especially
awesome.
like in person and hanging around. Just the way his brain operates and thinks on his feet and everything else.
Yes.
He just comes up with the craziest shit.
I think we're like, I was gonna say good together, but like that sounds fucking gay. But like hanging out because like he just says whatever's on his mind and then I say whatever's on my mind. You know what I mean?
It just
so
works.
it's just
Yeah.
like fucking nut jobs at it.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
guys made a great couple.
Taylor.
Right? Think about taxes, right? Think about taxes.
yeah, I could save some money.
Joint household income.
What is wrong with you two? The fuck you guys got going on?
As if you think about it, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Is
trying
it-
to build on his story.
It's a business decision.
Yeah.
Let's say I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
You go. What you
I
got to
don't
do?
know what that
Have you
means.
hooked him up with the Pavia jersey yet?
I was actually So what happened with the Pavia jerseys is like
You sold them.
Yeah, they all sold, and then like they stopped making them after the season, so I can't even buy any right now.
You can't even get your own jersey.
I can't even get my own jersey right now.
But we need one for the shop.
Yeah.
So
let's
add
do this.
another
When
one
you
to our
guys
list.
beat Alabama again, your words. Bring
Our
that
words
jersey.
now.
Our words. You bring it, put it in the shop. We'll frame it.
You got my word.
Game worn.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what we just said, right?
Whoa.
I mean, you sound like you're okay with just letting whoever.
Whoa, did you not hear the price tag
We'll
on
take
that?
that. Yeah,
Cade-
we'll take
Cade?
Cade's game worn jersey.
Hey, but before it's all said and done, I gotta give a shout out to my boy Luke Pastina, huge Vanderbilt fan. When you guys beat Alabama, they always take like a boys golf trip, and he's not a big like partier drinker. He actually just had a kid 3 weeks ago, so shout out to Joey, his new daughter. But he made a drunken bet saying that if Bama loses, he would buy all of his boys Diego Pavia jerseys. He gets blacked out, wakes up the next morning, and Bama lost. And so and his buddies, while he's passed out, literally tapped in. He has credit card connected and bought $1,300 worth of jerseys. And they all sent them. And then 3 of the guys, though, are big dudes, and they only got XL. So 3 of the dudes, they don't even fit the jerseys. So maybe I can sneak one of those jerseys for us. I'll tap in, but I had to give a shout out to my boy Luke.
Yeah.
So.
I like that.
1,300.
Yeah.
Which is the first check Diego Pavia got in his NIL deal for New Mexico State. Full circle.
1,400, but yeah.
With taxes.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
Hey, taxes are an MF-er.
Yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate
Let's
you
get rid
guys
of
having
federal
me,
income
though.
tax. Let's get rid of federal income tax, right?
Quote graphic.
Quote graphic.
yeah.
Quote graphic. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah,
Taylor Lewan doesn't want taxes. We can all get behind that.
Yeah.
Diego Pavia, eat
Appreciate
it.
everybody for tuning in. Big hugs, tiny kisses. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you next time.
Subscribe.